Let's go. We're going to revisit the one from March 4th, the original inauguration date, 2025. Future proofs pasty. Let's go, friends.
Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
She's a genuine danger to American security.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
We have to preserve our democracy, or speak out against lies and hate.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is.
President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy and our most fundamental freedoms.
Kamala needs to stop saying that President Trump is a threat to democracy. It's now being received by some unhinged people as a call to action. Enough is enough.
It does not get more dystopian than Donald Trump building a barrier outside of the U.S. Capitol to protect himself from protesters during a State of the Union address. There is a constitutional right to protest. Why is that not being protected?
President Biden will deliver his State of the Union address in front of a joint session of Congress tonight. In preparation, security officials began erecting a fence around the Capitol grounds complex over the weekend. It is the same 8-foot metal fencing that was put up after the January.
I love that you guys will find any way to try to scare all these other liberals and Democrats into believing that we're living under a dictator when the same exact things were done under Biden. Yeah, the one that you supported. He also put up fences. That is actually pretty standard for DC, and clearly none of you have actually been there. See, unfortunately, in our society, we have a bunch of crazy people running around. So there's a need for there to be some sort of way to regulate traffic and keep people safe, keep people from bringing in weapons. Maybe if people weren't losing their minds left and right, we wouldn't have to worry about things like that. It has nothing to do with violating anybody's freedom of speech or ability to go out and protest. Just find a place to protest where there aren't fences. Problem solved.
But Americans like Lakin and Grant and Javier, Joshua, Rocky, Rachel, Kayla, these are great people, and we're never going to forget them. I'll never forget them. I don't know how long I'll be around. Got a lot of people gunning for me, don't I? Huh? But I will not forget them. I'm never going to forget them. And I just think you're among the most brave people. I meet a lot of brave people. I meet warriors. I give out congressional medals of honor where people recommend, like these two in front of me are so wonderful, but they recommend, and I meet the greatest people. But this is a group of people that for whatever reason I just feel maybe the warmest about. So at least you have one friend, and we don't understand why you don't have many, and maybe you will. I don't know.
Documents that you're referencing that I released, declassified and released, spells out in great detail exactly what happens when you have some of the most powerful people in our country directly leading at the helm, President Obama and his senior-most national security cabinet, James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, and Susan Rice and others, essentially making a very intentional decision to create this manufactured, politicized piece of intelligence with the objective of subverting the will of the American people who in November of 2016 delivered a historic victory to President Trump, defeating Hillary Clinton. And President Obama and his team, their goal was to essentially not accept the decision of the American people and to use this manufactured, politicized intelligence as a means to enact what would become essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. You have gone into great detail over these years of what the effects of this document and this decision have resulted in. Obviously, a years-long Mueller investigation that cost taxpayers almost $40 million, 2 congressional impeachments, endless smears and attacks against not only President Trump, but his family. He had senior members of his team who were investigated, some arrested and jailed. We had heightened and increased tensions between the United States and Russia. The list goes on and on about the consequences of President Obama and his senior cabinet members politicizing intelligence once again, and I say these words very clearly, to enact what was essentially a years-long coup, subverting the will of the American people in that election in November. Now, you referenced this President's Daily Brief document that was drafted for President Obama in early December that reaffirmed what the intelligence community professionals, as you say, had been assessing for the previous 6 months leading up to the election, which was that Russia neither had the intent nor capability to essentially hack the outcome of the U.S. election. As you said, President Obama's political appointees pulled that document before it could be published, and it has not been published until we released it today. And the very next day after they pulled that document, President Obama called a National Security Council cabinet meeting to discuss how Russia interfered with the election. Again, this is the first week of December.
9th,
President
right?
Trump had already won. Correct.
This is the December 9th meeting.
That's exactly right. The December 9th meeting, we declassified and released what they call the summary of conclusions from that meeting. Then DNI James Clapper took the lead on what President Obama wanted done, and which was essentially create a document that tells us not if, but how Russia interfered with the election. President Obama delivered the conclusion that he wanted the intelligence community to reach and directed them to find and essentially create and manufacture the intelligence to support the conclusion that President Obama wanted to deliver to the American people. Once that document was drafted, the deep state kicked into gear and did what they usually do. They started leaking this classified information out to their friends at the Washington Post and others who are working hand in glove with the deep state to lay the groundwork for the assessment that they eventually released that served as the basis, once again, for this years-long coup with the goal of trying to subvert the American people's will and usurp President Trump from being able to deliver on the mandate that the American people gave to him when they chose to elect him as President of the United States.
All right, let's go!
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to play another one here. We're coming back. Q School's back in action. Oh, I'm not here. Adam's MIA. We got some friends in the house. We're a little caught off guard. That's all right. We're going to have fun. Y'all still trickling in. It's a little early-ish, but we got some limited time with Adam Charles Branch. We got something super excited to do with you guys today. Hope you guys have fun with this, what we're going to do. But I'm going to check with my friends here. I'm sure Adam Charles Branch is going to be with us for a while. That's 131 down there. Mr. Timbo, Tim17 up there in Canada, hanging out with us, and MelzieKaye in the southern states of the United States as well. So thank you guys for being here. So Timbo, how you doing, brother? And I'll let you lead off. Anything you want to talk about yourself or share what we're going to be doing and how it's been, this whole thing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, thanks for yesterday. That was such a wonderful a blast from the past. I mean, celebrating our 5th anniversary and starting out year 6 here on Q School. A lot of great comments. Kyle and Melzie went through all the comments. So thank you for all the wonderful words and kind words and words of wisdom. And of course, I mean, we're all in it together. No one's above the other. So again, as a community, we continue to grow and we continue to shine our beautiful lights and the truth is coming out. And what I love about the Q School, and especially what we're going to go with, because school is all about learning, right? So we're all learning stuff every day. We learn something new. Well, today we're going to really hone in on our skills and using the Q Intel board and other source materials. Melzie's been doing a great job in the background loading up diggers. So we're going to go through a bunch of things, but we're going to learn more about the State of the Union, because obviously tonight is the big night. We've got the boss coming on live at 9 o'clock Eastern, although Real America's Voice starts coverage at 7 o'clock. Other stations that you may follow might start earlier. We're considering going live too, Kyle. I'm not sure, Melzie, if that's still the case. Are we going live tonight?
I think we're definitely planning it tentatively. Again, I think I'd like it to be, even less on the side, and then actually commentating it live and stuff too. So we're going to talk some more about this, because there's also the counter narrative out there, right? And this is interesting. I'm not going to get into too deep, but I just had the thought right now, like, this is how that isolationism is, right? Like, and this is also against unity, right? And for this would be great if we can get some graphics. This can be meme warfare during the State of the Union, guys. Your friends and family are going to be on social medias. If they're at the rebuttal thing, they'll still be seeing your memes and stuff, or go into the rebuttal thing. There's all this page stuff. And my brother is actually, he's an organizer. He does events and stuff like this. And so it'll be interesting to just see how this whole thing plays out. Full TDS kind of thing. So it's wild. But it's interesting because we almost are like activating each other. It's like I'm almost like elevated because I got to have this rebuttal, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And I mean, we can flay and dice them all day because we have the facts and truth on our side. Like, it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? I'll start talking like Trump, like nobody's ever seen before. We have the facts and the truth on our side. Like, I mean, nobody's ever even heard of something like this before. Have you?
And it drives them freaking crazy, man. They're going crazier and crazier by the minute. And tonight will be a good example of that too. We're going to see both sides of this, right? We're going to see, obviously, and of course, Trump's last State of the Union last year on March 4th of 2025 is when we had the most recent one. And of course, some of the most popular ones were back in his version 1, Trump version 1, a blast from the past. Also some great comms in those, and we're going to get more comms tonight. But brother Adam just joined us. Welcome, Adam. Thanks for coming to Q School today. Adam's got a really cool analogy or painting a picture of sorts as to what we're actually walking into right now, especially as we get closer and closer to the midterms. We're going to be talking about the retards, the libtards, whatever you want to call them. They're losing their shit. They really are. They're exploding with all kinds of bullshit, lies, narratives. And now we're going to see even tonight a full rebuttal of the State of the Union. They're going to spin it as much as they possibly try to, and we're just going to laugh our asses off. But Adam, you had a great way to something about pressurizing and all that. Like, where do we stand right now as before we get into all the nuts and bolts of the State of the Union and learning more things together? But what do you say, brother, where we are in this battle?
I have no clue what you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
Something about the words coming out of your mouth.
Something about magnets.
This is how I feel about. I got you. The magnetism. Thank you. Like, this is how I feel about it. NASA. All right. NASA says that we're in the middle of a geomagnetic pole reversal. Right now, this is depicting we live on a spinning ball. I'm not here to discuss that, but just imagine we're in between two opposing magnets that are getting closer together, and we're all in between them, right? Where we go, when we go off. So we're all in between these two opposing magnets that are getting closer together, and the closer together they get, the more dense this field becomes. So it's like the further we get down this road, the more positive is going to be, and the more negative is going to be. And this is why no man knows the time or day, because right before these magnets flip and connect, things are going to seem the most bizarre ever, right? Things are never going to change.
It's going to get wild. Keep going, brother.
Right. Things are going to be going in this certain direction. The news is going to look the stupidest it's ever looked, and then boom. All right. So this is why faith is believing without seeing, and that's all. It's all a package deal. It's tied into manifestation. Believe that you have received. Surround yourself with the answer. This is what Jesus said. Law of attraction. All of it plays a role into your conscious awareness and what you truly believe in your heart.
Beautiful, brother. Yeah, so he's talking about a pressure cooker, guys. We're in the pressure cooker. We're in that extreme. Some of y'all seen, like, let's say Dolores Cannon speaks about the split of Earth, right? The different realities, the frequencies are splitting, and this is where we have to understand this in ourselves, right? We have the good, the dark, and the light inside of us, right? You can either be in heaven or you can be in hell. You know, you have the decision all the time with your decisions as well. But
it's where you're at mental. It's where you're at mentally. It can be a horror movie or it can be a comedy to you. Like, the choice is yours.
Mag 5, Susan Calloway, and we go. I didn't get a chance to show her graphic. We're gonna hopefully show. Maybe I want to highlight that more maybe another day. But she did awesome graphic digging. But she said, "Love time, highest timeline too." I always think that too. White hats are in full control. We're in the highest timeline. Everything is working out for our favor, right? And this is where you have to truly believe it. That's what trust the plan is. You have to trust that there really is this divine plan from only God could do this, right? But then you actually get synced up with it and stuff as well too. So, but we are going to see this pressure cooker. Things are going to keep getting triggered up, right? Everyone's going to have to get triggered and stirred until we release. There's been lots of that releasing too, letting go of belief systems, letting go of needing to do something, letting go of needing to be in control, or letting go of trust, like loving this person, right? We got to let go of the characters on the stage too, right? The story's playing out, the movie's playing out. Trump will have to step away eventually, guys. My spidey sense of timeline is definitely a little too soon for that because that would cause too much trauma, but eventually he's going to step away. But our VIP friends have told us that there'll be this incident where it's just such a great, perfect answer that everyone agrees with, then we'll be like, okay, let's do this. No more Trump, but we have something even better that everyone's going to love. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but that's what we have to trust.
Amen. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
we might have a little feedback with you, Adam.
If
you can, I think if you have turned down your volume, time to Adam, or do noise thing, or maybe if it's not too high, mute back and forth. But yeah,
it sounds like a mosquito.
It's a little gnat. It's a little gnat.
Ghost in the machine.
Ghost in the machine.
Well, one thing, while we have Adam here, I don't know how much longer he can stay because I think he has to go to work. But like gematria, we talked about it yesterday, obviously covering the previous 5 years of Q School, and of course how gematria in around between year 2 and 3.5-ish is when we started bringing gematria into the Q drops. Adam's been a big advocate of that and has taught many of us along the way on our journeys. But what does SOTU, which is the short form of State of the Union, and State of the Union come out to in gematria? I'm just curious. Like, I haven't looked at it, but maybe we can do a little bit of that.
Yeah, I got you. So SOTU, S is 19, O is 15, T is 20, and U is 21. So that would be 75. Like magic wand 75. Yeah, there you go. And 33 in reverse. Yeah, State of the Union comes to 192. 192. Yeah, gematria definitely gematria is 74. You know, Jesus 74, Lucifer 74, Muhammad 74, simple 74. See, it's simple because the choice is yours. You can go down this. You can destroy a house with this hammer, or you can build a house with this hammer. Right, so you can go Jesus 74, Lucifer 74. What you gonna do?
Speaking of magnets, right? Speaking of the opposite, what do you call them? The polar opposites. Yeah, the good versus evil thing. You know, the power of two magnets coming together, opposing each other. You can never get them to stick together, right? If they're how does that work with the magnets? You try to push them together, and the harder you try to push, the faster they come apart, kind of thing.
Right. And that's why I believe we're literally physically ascending towards the firmament. Like, the earth is one magnet and the firmament is the other magnet, and we're like, the pressure is pushing us upwards, and this is where, like, it's all, becoming more dense, and everybody's affected by it. Everything is affected by it. The trees, the animals, water, air, everybody, like, so it's just, who, like, the thing is, though, who really knows? That's the key here. This is the whole deal about why Trump isn't coming out saying Q, 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 and like all this shit, because faith is believing without seeing. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt, no matter what's going on the TV and what the people around you are saying, you have to know in your heart that the greatest thing ever is going to happen, right? And is happening. And you have to be that. You can't search for that. It's not going to be on a piece of paper or in a post anywhere. It's going to come from here.
Amen. Amen. Well done. Well said. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm curious, Melzie, do you have anything to add? And then what I'd like Kyle to do, maybe we can, there's one little short video clip on Diggers. If you go to Diggers and just sort of scan what Melzie and I have dropped in there, but I put I think a 9-second little quick video clip on how the Democrats or the retards are going to react to tonight's State of the Union, because they do it every time. But Melzie, is there anything you'd like to add right now before we go to the details of the State of the Union, what the State of the Union is all about, what is the meaning behind it, what is the history of it, and how is it involved as far as the birth of the United States of America and the Constitution, the law of the land, and all those things? We're going to piece that all through throughout the show today. Melzie? Yep.
We had talked about it kind of a little bit earlier. I heard you talking about the history, and I think it's more interesting. I guess I'd never even thought about it. Who would think about these things? So, like you had said, here in Q School, we're here to learn. So this is one of the things I think we're going to jump into. So it won't be really just we're going to rewatch the Trump,
right.
But we're going to go through it and kind of, dissect what he said. Did he implement it? Is he a man of his word, or is he one of these jokers in the past that have said stuff and then haven't, followed through? And
honoring his word.
Right? So, what
promises kept.
That's right, and that's who we believe he is, and I think that he has. So I think it'll be interesting to see what he said, and then compare it to what this man, does he honor his word, and where we're at today, and then where is he going to take and lead us into the future?
And on warriors out there, let's get locked and loaded. Let's go, digital soldiers. Get the meme warfare ready. Let's get a good document of everything Trump's been right about, everything the media's been wrong about. It'd be a really good one. These are easy to highlight. Keep the graphics simple and easy to understand. People have trouble understanding a lot of different graphics and stuff, so keep it simple. And use a lot of meme warfare. Get out. Let's not do the attack divided stuff. Let's be above that. And we can highlight that, because art is an inner reflection of self. So if all you're just look at their art, what they do with Trump, and there's a sickness inside them that hasn't been healed. So that's why JFK says, basically meme warfare. How does he say it? I'm going to butcher another line here, but he talks about art is a form of truth, not a form of propaganda. So speaking of which, my brother's somehow involved in this rebuttal event, and he's hosted events in Burning Man and stuff. I still encourage everyone to go out there at least one time. I'd love to go back. It's an event for, if everyone's got opinions, you'll never be able to, you got to go there and experience. Anyways, he's been an event organizer and stuff. So it was really interesting. What was the thread we were talking about? Just right, I kind of lost what we were saying. Oh no, everybody's like, it happens to everybody. We all get blank slated. I know that, but for the meme warfare guys too, especially, because this is a great opportunity to highlight, and this is why it's important that we have connections on social media, because this is that isolationism I was talking about, and now Madam's talking about the splitting. They are telling people not to even watch his State of the Union. They're going to start 2 hours early, which call it propaganda. They're going to precede what to believe. Here's a key thing. I can already tell you what they're going to highlight, guys. If you guys want to help with meme warfare, let's go. Okay. They're saying the majority of illegal immigrants are not violent criminals is one. This is a great one for meme one too. Okay. The other one says most of them don't have criminal records. That's not true. They're using incorrect numbers. And also, guess what? When people are illegal, they came in illegal, we don't know their history. And actually, these are sleeper cells. This is how the gang cartels work. They will intentionally not have somebody has been arrested yet, because in the United States is a lot more lenient on your first arrest, especially with drug charges or anything like that, but it could be anything, right? So that is a major thing. And they're gonna filter those numbers. Tom Homan does a great rebuttal on Bill Maher. I also think if anybody's involved with these people doing this rebuttal thing, show Bill Maher clips. Especially Benny Johnson, Benny Johnson highlighting Bill Maher
He's
clips.
He's in one of the deltas today too, brother.
Oh,
Just saying.
shit. Bill Maher, is it the Kid Love one? The Kid Love thing?
I think it is. Yeah, there's only 8 deltas today, and he's in one of the 8.
Okay.
So,
and I definitely want the screenshot if you guys can, the actual, because when Jeff Epstein's pilot, not sure his name right now, there's also stewardess. These are some of the first people that came forward with the John Does. This is stuff Anon's had 10 years ago now, guys. But there's the pilot would write the full name out for the first flight because they're blackmailing these people. And I mean, you do that as a pilot, but it's primarily for blackmail. After that, they use the initials. Is this a nod from Q? Of course it is. Q is nodding us to these logs are using abbreviations. So it'd be Jeffrey Epstein the first time, then it's just JE, right? And then he had his initials. But Robert De Niro has been on those for a long time. I want to make sure our facts are true because the little digging I did with my own AI is like it's all in the locked version. I need the Anons to dig for the good stuff because he was connected to this human trafficking ring. He's right in the front. Again, Obama giving the Presidential Medal of Honor to Ellen. Those are great things to show because De Niro's dumbass is right at the front of it. He's going to be right at the front of this speech here, and he's going to be connected to the Epstein files. And it's going to be released that he's in the Epstein files. And don't forget about all the people that also endorsed Kamala Harris for the last election, too. And they're going to try to rebuttal everything Trump has done, which is ended 8 wars, kept the economy. He's going to say it's great, but kept it in a pretty good place with the tariffs in place. So it's just going to be incredible, but we got to have the meme warfare ready. I'd love to see the actual writing of De Niro's name. We have might even be from the Q drops or the Q boards. If anybody can help out with that, drop the sauce, especially on our Telegram channels. Y'all know the deal. We love you guys. Let's get it together.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, De Niro, because they're all going full retard today. I mean, they've already started. They started just in the last day and a half or so, and it's going to carry on throughout the day and this evening and probably the next day. But De Niro's front and center right now. He's such an idiot. But yeah, I mean, it's just. I guess it's. Well, is it part of the show or not? But I mean, those who speak that, like Q has talked about this, those who scream the loudest, those who speak the loudest, right? And he's one of these idiots out of Hollywood that are involved, deeply involved, and the truth will come out in time. It will come out, but they just seem to keep. And as Q says, these people are stupid. They keep exposing themselves. Like they get louder and louder and louder, and everybody's shaking their head, going, "What the hell is he rambling about this time?"
Retard finder.
Retard
finder. Remember the guy who got kicked out of the State of the Union? We're definitely going to show that part. We'll hit the highlights.
Yeah, with the cane, yeah. But if you go to Diggers, go right to the bottom. Melzie dropped the last thing. They go 3 up, right above our advertisement. I got a 9-second clip, and it'll just. Speaking of memes, this is a video meme. These are powerful too. When you watch this, you're basically going to see the meltdown tonight. Here it is, right there. Play that. That's how the Democrats react to Trump's State of the Union.
I just found a pretty funny stand-up. I've seen some of the stuff, but they put a nice edit together of all of them. He's just roasting liberals and doing some pretty hardcore stuff, especially for a white guy. Sometimes you got to be on the eggshells, but we've reached that point, right? Everybody's done with all the freaking the pro now, all this walking on eggshells that you can't say this, you gotta call me this. We're done with the dumb shit. We're done with the woke. We're fucking done with the dumb shit. We don't care about fucking words, excuse the language sometimes, but not, you know what I mean? Like it's over, man. This is ridiculous. Like, we label all these different people, every race, color, this. We're humans. We're human beings, right? One race, human race, one planet, Earth, right? Religion, love,
right.
Politics, freedom.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, like throughout the rest of the show, we're gonna get Kyle to do a lot of reading today, unfortunately, but he loves doing that, and we're gonna learn together because the Wikipedia search that I did prior to, like Kyle came up with the idea a couple hours ago, and I said that's a great idea. Let's dig into the State of the Union a little bit more, especially prior to tonight's speech. It reminds me of a Q drop. Has POTUS ever made a statement, and the ever is surrounded by the stars? Do you remember what Q drop that is, Kyle? The 2 little
14.
stars ever with the star. Has POTUS ever made a statement that did not become true or fact? And this is really, and I love what Adam said earlier, promises made, promises kept. And we're going to see more of that. But again, the opposite end of the magnet, the other magnet that that you look at the positive and the negative of the magnets and you try to put them together, and they either they come together or they repel each other, and that's the part that we're in right now. The rebuttals and all these protests that are going to be happening throughout the day and this evening is they're going to try, like Kyle said, they're going to try and spin the hell out of this, and they're going to try to tell their audience that Trump is nothing but he's lying about everything. But we have the facts on our side. We have the sauce. They don't have it. All they have is propaganda. They got what's left of the mainstream media, the fake news media. That's all they got left, folks. I mean, we are taking over the internet. We're taking over all the media, the social media sites, and that we're a powerful force to reckon with. We are the news now.
Oh yeah,
and this is the main thing going into these kind of big events. And what we're going to show you when we go through the wiki, when Kyle reads through all that, and we're going to learn the history, there's going to be a bunch of names that are going to pop up during the history of this. And most of them are in the Q drops. So we can refer to the Q drops. I also did a quick search too before Q School about SOTU, which is the short form of State of the Union. So when you type in SOTU on Q Alerts, you get 4 drops. When you type in the full State of the Union, you get 3 more drops. So there's a total of 7 Q drops, and they are different drops. But that also will connect to that today for you too. And of course, some of the names, the characters in the movie or in the play, you call them like Pelosi's, and even they talk about Reagan. Reagan's in the Q drops. Kennedy, all of them, and then have the Buchanan. That blew my mind when I saw that Miss Buchanan, whatever, I forget her first name.
Oh, but the lady's name Buchanan. I think she spells it different than the president. Maybe
she's the one that Bill Maher attacked way back in the days, and basically tried to say that she looked like a monkey or like an ape or something. And it's right in the Q drops, folks. You can't make this shit up. And then today, obviously, one of today's deltas is Bill Maher himself. But Kyle, whenever you're ready, if there's anything, I don't know, Melzie wants to share, but I do have the Wikipedia link in Diggers ready to go whenever you're ready to pull that up. And let's just start reading and learning and discussing and bringing up Q drops that relate to the State of the Union.
Yeah, where's the link at? I searched it myself, but I don't see it in Diggers.
Well, right above Dan Scavino, and Dan Scavino posted last night a little survey. So look at the survey on Diggers, Dan Scavino, with the plus. Kyle's talked about the plus a lot, and here's Dan Scavino dropping. He dropped a tweet last night, or a truth. I think it's a tweet. Yeah, it's a tweet. There it is.
Midnight Rider shared this. Dan Scavino Jr. How long will President Trump's State of the Union be tomorrow night at the United States Capitol? There's the different betting. 120 minutes plus. By the way, 38%. Let's go full Q-tard on it. We're going to go to Q-drop 35 or excuse me, 38. See if it's
I knew you would.
Q-drop 38. This one's special to Tim and I. I was in Alaska when Tim found the article about 4 carriers in the Pacific from China and Russia. Here we go. Q-drop 38. 4 carriers and escorts in the Pacific. Why is this relevant? To prevent other state actors from attempting to harm us during this transition? Russia and or China? Or conversely, all for North Korea? Or all 3? Think logically about the timing of everything happening. My ears are ringing. Note increased military movement. Seeing lots of military movement around the border here right now, kids. Note National Guard deployment starting tomorrow. Note false flags. Follow Huma. Prepare messages of reassurance based on what was dropped here to spread on different platforms. Anons have been doing that a long time, guys. The calm before the storm. Q-drop 38 is the calm before the storm. There it is.
And what's the plus, brother? What do you say about the plus?
Yeah, where do you want to go with that? Let's just see. Go to Q drop. Have you ever searched? Let me get to the tab here. Let's see if there's a Q plus in there. I'm gonna go to Q alerts because sometimes there's some more chances of things. So I'll go over to Q alerts. Has anybody ever searched Q plus? Let's see here. Q plus. And it looks like one drop here. 2730, 617.
Matthew's birthday. Interesting.
February 15th, there's the connections. Ooh, Matthews might be a Q+++.
And the 17 and the 48 and the timestamp. Are you kidding me?
17 and the 48. We did that stuff with yesterday's Q School timestamps as well. Q drop 1551 is Matthew's favorite Q drop image in there. Q drop 7. Poof. It all came out in the dump. 2730. Anon says, wife of burned amputee veteran here. We are ready. We are with you. We will continue to fight. Godspeed. Q+++. Q responds to this patriot veteran. Your husband answered the call as a brave and selfless patriot. We are forever grateful for his service and sacrifice to this country. May God bless you and your family. Honor and respect.
Nice.
So here's one. And actually, though, if you also do that, it's also the same drop. So double meanings and triple meanings do exist on that. So there it is. And then so Dan Scavino, back over here, Scavino said 120 minutes plus. And it's 38%, which is Q drop 38, the calm before the storm.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that what's that one tweet that Donald Trump? There was only the one time that he did the plus. Is that the?
Okay, yeah, I can show that quick little Q proof on that one. I'll go to that. Let's do that one for just a second.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to.
We'll go right into the State of the Union stuff.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go to QAG just to make it easier for myself because we got to put on Trump's Truth Socials.
Yeah, this is really interesting, brothers and sisters, how Kyle breaks this down, and that plus is, it has multiple meanings. Absolutely,
just like everything else, guys. Double, triple meanings with everything on the map. Try to always think about that. Then actually, Mr. Adam Charles Branch, earlier today on the chat, hopped in there for a minute, and he was talking, and he said, POTUS is people of the United States. And I've been saying for a while, reading POTUS, which is normally President of the United States. I'm like, wait a minute, we haven't got a second acronym for this, right? He always is. Sometimes anons get stuck in the same track of thinking, even like HRC, right? HRC, obviously Hillary Rotten Clinton. Okay, but one brilliant anon over the years found out HRC is a human resources something C in the military. Okay, and then I think we found one on Q School on one of these hour-long shows. Some more recently. I don't remember.
Say that again. The POTUS stands for what?
Well, normally it stands for President of the United States, but Adam came up with People of the United States.
Wait until you read what we read in the Wikipedia State of the Union, you guys. I can't believe this. Oh, yeah, this is going to blow your mind. It says it right in there what the purpose of the State of the Union is.
All right, so let's try to do this quick little decode here. I'm going to go to qag.news, guys. This is for the Q-tard, but find the places where to search. Okay, it's qagg.news. And the other one's QAlerts.com.
Oh, retards are welcome, by the way. We're a bunch of Q-tards, but retards are welcome. We always have arms here.
Always. Yeah.
More than welcome.
Some in the chat. Yeah, I'm expecting it. Let's go. Let's expect it. Let's ask them a question, guys. See how they do. Thanks for the chats. Okay, so look at this. Q drops, 18 Q drops with plus. What letter of the alphabet is the 18th letter of the alphabet, Tim?
That would be R.
R. X is also 2 posts. Isn't that interesting? If you guys are watching the comms, I did a little about the twins, right? 218, John F. Kennedy Jr. spelled out 218. We had that in the timestamp. Now we're getting it mirrored is 2 X posts and 18 Q drops plus. I think is definitely R. We know it's R. Check this out. Here's R himself, Renegade, the one. Trump has over 57,000 tweets with plus. There's only 2 ever out of 57,000 tweets did Donald Trump ever tweet plus. Okay. One of them is a deleted tweet from way back in 2011. And it says the habitual vacationer Barack Obama is now in Hawaii. This vacation is costing taxpayers $4 million, millions misspelled, missing L there. Plus. Looks like an extra space here. While there's 20% unemployment. Okay, now if we think R Renegade, there's Renegade R 18 Q drops. This is why we do different searches would unlock the map. Okay, but now Donald Trump's first tweet ever. There's the 11/6. That's where I was seeing that number. 11/6, which is a 17 also. November 6, 11 plus 6 is a 17. Donald Trump posts, my visit to Japan and friendship with Prime Minister Abe will yield many benefits for our great country. Massive military and energy orders happening, plus, plus, plus. Okay. And as you know, from Q drop 34, Q clearance Patriot, Q drop 48 also. Q clearance Patriot has to do with Department of Energy, and it's a military operation. And he says plus, plus, plus. And the one and only time where Trump is ahead of Q, because the rest of the time for zero, this isn't a zero delta, but for Q, zero deltas, Q is always before the president. Very important. So you can show coordination through mathematical probability. Okay, but this is the one time where Trump was first, and these are the subtle ways Q confirmed themselves in the beginning. Now they're way more abrupt, like even Adam was saying. He's not gonna, post Q, but he is posting Q on Truth Social and stuff, right? We've been given plenty of validation and evidence that we need, and we know in our heart this is real, but y'all need to go ask that question and search if you haven't found the answer, right? So anyways, 25 minutes, and now we got the math, which is cool on QAG. They do the math for us. It's
look at the mirrored time there.
2 minutes, 25 seconds later. Q posts 123, no less. Remember, Q drop 223. I've got to just show that one for us real quick. Is Q drop 223. The timestamp is 1123. 223 there it is. 1123 is right in there from our Q school yesterday. Look at the timestamp.
You're not showing it.
Thank you. 223 right there. 1123. And there's the more.
It also makes me think of 1, 2, 3 is like ABC.
ABC, and we got Adam Charles with us.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want to go too far off track, but Q drop 123 now. This is the first time we ever see plus, 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 and it's 11:06, 52 minutes, 25 seconds, forward and mirrored after the President of the United States, and the timestamp is 1:77:57 or 17:07:57. So there's even 177's inside of 57 there too. So it's interesting. Nothing is random. Everything has meaning. Plus, plus, plus.
That's interesting. Yeah. And then that's what Scavino dropped last night prior to tonight's State of the Union. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we bang out these codes. Yeah, right
plus,
there.
Plus, plus, Dan Scavino, 38%. The calm before the storm drop. There you go. We got the sauce, guys. We always got the sauce.
Yeah, so just above on Diggers is the link for Wikipedia. I dropped it on Diggers, brother. It's right above what you just showed us, which is the Scavino tweet. So if you had a hard time finding it, it's right above it.
Jay just messaged me. I gotta check you out. Is he coming in?
That's me.
Okay. What do you want me to find, Tim?
The link go above the tweet. Above.
Oh, you're talking about the Wikipedia. Yeah, I got the Wikipedia thing.
That's what you want to pull up. Yeah, and this is what we're going to go through here. This is really interesting stuff, guys. This is where we learn and connect dots. Yeah, it's a lot of reading, but I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. It's an interesting read. I got through about 60-70% of it before Q school started.
Summarize it.
Yeah, I know we need to summarize it.
You're a fast reader, though. You're good. We could break through it. Like take sections of it, but
let's play. I'm gonna go to the State of the Union just for a second, Tim, because Trump's coming out. So check out who he's getting introduced to. I kind of skipped a little bit. We'll watch the introductions because I'll do this on the back end. That way, I can also pick out some key spots and we'll read certain sections that's relevant. Yep. And then, but let's check out a video. Adam, if you got to run, let us know, brother. Let's check in with Adam. He might have to run.
Hey, dude, that's so crazy you just said that because I was just going to say, hey, I got to go, but I was going to leave y'all with this, SOTU, State of the Union, SOTU speech equals 131.
Oh, nice. We got etymology, bro. We got etymology eyes. Nice.
All right, man. Hey, I fucking love y'all. Every one of y'all are badass.
Are you going to be back tonight, Adam? Are you back tonight after work though for the speech itself, or are you working all night?
3 to 11. So I get off at 11 Central.
Yeah, he'll probably be just wrapping up around then. Okay, well, we'll be thinking about you, bro. Don't work too hard.
Yep. Hey, it's all good. It is what it is. Trust the plan.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep doing your thing. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, Adam. Love you, bro.
Bye, Adam. Have a great day.
Everybody. All right, we're gonna go to the stadium just for a couple minutes. Check out who's meeting with who, rubbing elbows and stuff. Pay attention. Trump is shaking hands with the Supreme Court. Talk about future Prooves fast right away. He's shaking hands with the Supreme Court, and then he might shake military immediately after. Let's see what we see here. I don't know.
Awesome.
Let's take a look, and then we'll come do the history of the State of the Union. Okay.
Well, we can bounce back and forth if you need a little breather between your reading. But
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So like, we're gonna let it play just for a couple minutes because I'm gonna also try to do a quick little summary of this the history of the State of the Union, and then I'll read it. Okay, and then that'll give me just a couple minutes. Yeah, perfect.
I love it.
All right, so Trump's coming out right here, I think.
Speaker, the President of the United States.
Look at the Democrats. Oh my God. I remember these little babies.
Oh, that was me there, Tim. I think I got too many things here open on my end. Let me hop out just for a second, y'all. One second.
Yeah, okay, brother. Did you see the Democrats pouting there? They're all like, they're going to do this. It's unbelievable. We're going to see. Well, there apparently, Melzie, there's 18 of the main Democrats. They're not even attending tonight. If there's not more, there's definitely at least 18 of them that are going to be in that offshoot debunking session or whatever they call it, the protest debunking session that the crybabies are going to put forth tonight. And like Kyle said, they're going to start before the State of the Union address tonight.
18's an interesting number.
What's that?
18's an interesting number.
Yes, it is. We're just talking about the 18s, the letter R, the 18s. Yeah, definitely.
Let's put a banner up. Somebody's asking where to follow us. We sometimes could do better at that. Put on the bottom some banners. I got it. How'd you get that fast? I got it. Okay, so there's they'll scroll on the bottom. There's some different places. Again, our main hangouts are kind of like Telegram and stuff. Some of us don't have social media, MelzieKaye and stuff. So y'all got to kind of find our channels from there too. We're kind of all scattered about there. Thank you for asking though. Thanks, appreciate you guys. Please send out the live to other friends and family. That's the best way for people to find Q School. It seems like it'd be the word of mouth. We've been kind of kept behind on the timeline for a specific reason, but it's time to start going forward. We gotta just go around them. We just gotta go around like we've never gone around. Yep. Okay, so let's see some key stuff on the State of the Union.
Yeah. Put a summary of the State of the Union if you want to look at that.
I got one too. Let me try. Let me show this, and we're gonna read some key spots from Wikipedia here. So I just put this one in from Grok. I'll check yours next, Melzie. We'll kind of cross-reference here.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I want to do, we'll see if, so the State of the Union addressed an annual message from U.S. President to a joint session of Congress mandated by Article 2, Section 3.
11.3.
Or 11.3. Nice catch, Otis. I like that. Of the Constitution, the President shall, quote, from time to time give to Congress information of the State of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. It reports on the nation's conditions and outlines legislative priorities. And again, in the old days, guys, this would be when okay, this is our agenda. This is what we want to try to do. The people elected me. I want to do X, Y, Z. And the other people aren't going to be like, let's oppose him every single way, because that's bad for the country. But you're going to work together and you're going to try to get things you want, but you're also going to give in certain ways. And this is how it's supposed to be done. But the system was designed to enslave us. That's why Trump, the character, had to come on the stage and win as the Republican candidate so we could expose both sides, but especially the left first, and one leg falls, the other falls. Okay, so pay attention on this. This would be how we telling the country what we want to do, and we're going to work together on this shit. Right, Tim? Well, I'm sure he'll be in here, but we'll make sure we go through the key parts. I guess I'm inauguration, but Tim talks a lot about the original Constitution, and how would that happen? Let's just go, Tim. When the presidential election happened, how'd they do the president and vice president?
Yeah, well, back in the early days, the good old days, the beginnings of the United States of America, 1 year after the U.S. military started. So don't forget, the country was 1 year later. After the military came first, then the country came second. They formed the Bill of Rights, the original Constitution, the 10 Amendments. And back then, the populace, the civilians, the people, we the people, we would go and one day voting, probably voter ID back then. I don't know how they did it, but I mean, basically everybody had a God-given right to vote. And you would go, there would be a selection of candidates to vote for. There was no party affiliation. They were farmers, they were practitioners, there was, doctors, lawyers, a whole array of American citizens said, you know what, I want to represent the people in my district. I want to represent the country, or whatever their ideas were back then. And what happened was we would all go vote. Everybody went to vote that one day. And the person, not the party, but the person with the most votes became the president of the United States. And the next best number of votes became the vice president. There was no R, no D, none of that stuff. It was
no R, no D.
No man. R, no D. Yeah, this isn't R versus D. This is the American people. They had the right to vote, one vote per citizen. And that's the key word. You had to be a citizen of the United States to vote. That's why all the shenanigans we're seeing right now with the voter ID stuff and mail-in votes and all the shenanigans that we've all lived through and actually really exposed, and we're learning more and more about it. This is why the Democrats are fighting so hard. It's all about retaining, getting their power back and retaining power. They'll do everything under the sun to lie, cheat, steal, and get their power, because it's all about power. It's got nothing to do with anything else other than them living in power. And that means sucking the life energy out of we the people. That's all they're used to doing. They were raised that way. They were taught that way. They were trained that way. And we're done with that shit. We want to go back to where we the people have our power back. And the power that we have as a collective is to form our government, our representatives, the America first, the people we know are going to do the right things for the country. And that's how the original Constitution was written. So I really believe that as we go into the future, and Q says sometimes you have to go back in the past in order to see the future. This is the big moment. This is where we all are taking our power back slowly but surely, not only in the United States, but all countries around the world. As the military does the heavy lifting for us, they're taking it from the top down, and we're going to bring it from the bottom up. And we're going to meet somewhere in the middle, but in that middle is where we have our power back. We form our new government, and these people will have to, as the law of the land, the original Constitution states, they will have to represent we, the people. Okay,
they must. Yeah. They must. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so just to be clear, though, each candidate run, they would be in a party, be different parties. There should be more than that. And then, but the top two would be president, vice president together, right? So like every president's election we've had since the person that lost would have been the vice president. If you think about that too, that would kind of appease some of this animosity if, again, the other side got a vice president in there, right? So then you feel like you got your guy at least in the White House, right? Doesn't that kind of make sense too? So obviously we've been dividing. This was the cabal's plan over time. You know what I mean? The cabal's plan to do dividing all this stuff. So it's going to be interesting. Tim talks about, again, going back to the original Constitution. There's books out there about the last president, so keep your mind open.
It's really interesting, yeah. And don't forget a real key thing about the original. There was no term limits. No term. I mean, every 4 years, the people would go to their voting poll stations, and with their one vote would elect their representative, the one that they wanted to represent them in the country. And there was no term limits. It wasn't until all the shenanigans started when they formed this two-party system and the control. They started taking control away from we the people and giving it to themselves. They started re-amending the constitutions, adding more amendments to the Constitution. I mean, there was 17 new amendments to the original 10. There's now 27 amendments, and it's all been shenanigans. It's all twisted and turned to give the power to Congress, to the House and to the Senate versus we the people. So they basically stole that from us, and the only way we're going to get that back is to start reforming our new government. And in the Q drops, it specifically says, this will end the D party. We are witnessing the destruction of the Democrat Party, folks, in real time, and it's going to take many more years to do this. But you're seeing it being chiseled away. It's like taking the bite out of the elephant, right? One bite at a time, and this is how it's all breaking down. And this State of the Union history stuff, it does refer a lot to that, and it brings in, and what Adam said before he had to leave us was it's about the people. It's not about the president or the Congress or the
people
Senate.
Of the United States.
The people of the United States, exactly. So I really believe, and I'm getting chills just talking about it. But
yeah,
and even Dave X22 report is over the target on this, and I do. You guys know I've followed him for 5 years plus now. He is saying kind of the same. He's got that same view on how this is going to unfold. So the real plan, trust the plan. The plan is we the people. The military have been waiting for us to get our spines back, to get our power back, to stand up and do what's right, to not only protect our families, but to protect the country in its whole. And that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it, and it has to be done according to the law. And that's why this is taking so long. But the midterms is so important. It's so crucial to see how you're going to see the ship being turned right in its right direction versus the wrong course, because it's been going the wrong way for a long time. And they play the long game. They play the slow, long game, and they've been chiseling away at us for a long time.
But this also has to coincide with everything the Q drops have talked about, guys, which is the stolen election, the rigged election as well too, and Trump's sign on a national emergency. Also too, like, I don't know, the tariff stuff. Not to get on, we're not on that topic today, but like, you guys realize again, like, he can embargo a country. You understand, if we embargoed any country in the world, it would kill that, like, cripple them immediately, and like we'd be the most evil person ever. That Congress, like Supreme Court, said he could do that, but we can't.
Look at what we've learned about the tariffs just in the last year, guys. Yeah. I mean, nobody was talking about tariffs and back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, before the Rothschilds took over the banking system here in the country, in the United States, through the Federal Reserve. It was all tariffs. There was no income taxes. I mean, they went to fucking war over 2% or 3% hike on tea. Like, they went to war and killed each other over there.
Names on that.
Here we are now. We got a bunch of people, and even patriots included, that just they write these checks to the IRS, like 40% of their wealth. 40-50% in some cases are just handing it over to the psychopaths.
And the psychopaths are just pissing it out the door too, with these crazy ass agendas on top of the whole thing. That's mean, like, our founding fathers would have these freaking people up in trees a long time ago. So justice pending. For real though, Jay Rosemary, you might be the guy helping me with this, although somebody out there, we're gonna tar and feather politicians at one point. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's already coming.
That was a traditional thing. So we're gonna do it appropriate. We're not gonna cause substantial harm in case it's our actors behind the stage. You know what I mean? But we'll let them know it's coming. We're gonna tar and feather.
As Q says, there'll come a day when these people won't be able to walk down the streets, folks, and it's already starting. It's already starting, and it's not only in the United States; it's all countries worldwide. These politicians are not. These psychopaths are now. They're cornered. They got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
You think Bill Gates can walk down the street anywhere right now, Tim?
No, none of them. None of them. They're all getting questioned by the populace now. The people are finally seeing it for what it is. They know that they've been robbed and stolen from all their lives. They've been lied to all their lives, and the truth is finally coming out because of all the work that you guys have been doing around the world. All the patriots, all the truth warriors, digital soldiers, anons, autists. I mean, it's just beautiful to see the wave of this, like the big ship turning in the right direction. And I'm glad we're going to get into the nitty gritty of the State of the Union, because it is valuable. It's a very important tool for we the people. It's probably, other than the original Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence, the State of the Union is a way and a form of a way. And it's been, prior to the television and radio systems, it was all done in writing to Congress. But they were twisting and turning things back then. Don't forget, Congress and Senate, they were all trying to get their power. They were trying to steal power from we the people, and over time they did that. But then when the radio and the television came out, the President of the United States, with good intentions of standing up for the people, the right of the people, had his or her voice heard from all Americans, from all citizens. And this is what the State of the Union represents. It's a voice for the people, by the President of the United States, who was voted in by, guess who? We the people.
The people of the United States. POTUS is insulated. That's us.
Wow. It says in the Q post that they want you divided, and so we have to, each side had brainwashing, like the rhinos or the liberals from the Mockingbird media or the programming from the universities. And so that's part of the undoing, I think, and the difficulty in this whole thing is that part of the insanity of the unknowing, the unediting for themselves or research. Anyways, one party system and how that might look. And you said that people had these ideas, and isn't that amazing to think I have these ideas and want to do something with it, as opposed to I align myself to this party, which I don't think any of us necessarily are aligned, completely to one party, because we're unique. We have different thoughts and stuff. So then we can go with our ideas and our values instead of political affiliation.
Right.
Exactly. Well said. Yeah. It's like that old saying, the birds of the same feather, right? Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, I mean, they all fly together. They all do the same things, the same corruption. That's hence why we're calling out rhinos. We've already called out the Democrats and the lunatics that are embedded within it. That's all infiltration. They were all brought in. This is all by design, folks. It's all been done to separate us, to divide us. And they succeeded up until this point in history, where we finally started getting our strength and our power back and our voice back. They tried to censor us. They're still trying to kill off a lot of patriots. I mean, this is the problem with this division, right? The division tactics that they've used, and this is what these psychopaths do.
Yeah.
They'll use the weak-minded individuals that we call retards today. Unfortunately, they're so brainwashed and they're so fed into their pipeline of false narratives and lies that they're panicking, and they really believe that we are going to execute them. Therefore, their job now by the psychopaths is for them to come and execute us, get rid of us. We're the Nazis, apparently. This is crazy how they've gotten to this point in history. But this is, sometimes in order to hit the precipice, people need to see it for themselves. They need to see it from their neighbors. They need to see it in their churches, in their schools, like what they're doing to their poor children in the schools with the indoctrination centers. I mean, if you haven't ripped your kids out of your public school system yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. And if you haven't stopped paying taxes, I don't know what you're waiting for, because, this is how we, the people, get our power back. We bow out of that globalist psychopath system once and for all. We're done with it. And we've always said it. We've had enough. We're up to here. We're up to here with it. And we're not going to take it anymore, right? As the Q drop says, we're not going to take it.
Q School is for entertainment purposes only, too, people. Exactly. We don't make any financial advices or suggestions, anything you should do financially and anything with your health. We just are for your information.
Oh, man. I mean, this is going to be written about in history books, folks, because we're never going to allow it to happen again. It had to be this way. Sometimes you can't tell the people the truth. You must show them, as Q said, right? And this is how we've self-educated ourselves, and we did it collectively. Thank God. Thank God there was a form or a thing, an entity called Q, and this great awakening that happened to just subtly and slowly mold us together. Unfortunately, we still have the other magnets that Adam talked about. You've got this power of the magnetic force opposing each other, but there's more of us than them, and the power of our magnet eventually will magnetize them towards us, and the truth, when it finally comes out, and the Democrats we're done with the Democrats, we're done with the globalists, the psychopaths, they're all eradicated, evil's done, we get rid of evil around the planet, and all of a sudden, we the people have our power back, and we live in peace, harmony, and abundance all around, and everything is created as it should have been by God himself. I mean, the power of God. God's got us all, man. We're on God's time and God's plan, and nothing can stop what's coming, right, Kyle? Right, Melzie?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm really excited about tonight's State of the Union, but let's dig into let's go back to those bullet points you had, and then let's really dive into that Wikipedia, because we are definitely going to learn the power behind some of these things that were like State of the Union, the Constitution, the importance of we the people having our powers to make the decisions for our government, not the government making decisions for we the people.
Yeah, so the beautifully said, Tim. On this, White House posted this last night, President Trump's State of the Union. This is what he was wearing last year. There's the purple tie, which is also, we've done lots of decodes. There's always symbols everywhere, guys. He's communicating on multiple levels. So welcome to the autist level. So purple can mean royalty, but also purple is the blending from red Republican and blue Democrat becomes purple. Now you'll see Hillary Clinton and them had a purple thing that was they were going to say it was about having both sides, but this was again the cabal's plan also. So keep that in mind as well. But Tim was just talking about how beautiful it's going to be, and this is literally what the White House said right here: the golden age of America is here. Tomorrow, President Donald J. Trump takes the stage for the State of the Union. Get ready; this will be epic. And I don't know, after we hop off live, maybe we'll just play the freaking last year's straight through or something, because it's interesting, like the theatrics. And again, he really we gotta definitely show him pointing to the freaking tards and calling them human traffickers, and how future past that is with the Epstein stuff's finally out. They pretend like Epstein didn't even exist for 4 years during Biden. Kamala Harris had never been to the border. Well, she's never been to Europe either. I'm not sure how that's relevant when you're the borders are. Oh, my goodness. So it's so dramatic that it's like, I mean, if we could maybe watch this stupid ass rebuttal and rebuttal the rebuttal on, like, go so hard on it, like just with their own people, the things they've done. I don't know. And also
even for those of you who maybe want to go back in time, go look up the State of the Union where Nancy Pelosi actually rips the speech, like right behind Trump. I mean, you can't make this up, you guys. And Pelosi is mentioned in the what's that?
How disrespectful.
Oh, big time. Yeah. And some of the Q drops allude to some of that stuff too. And of course, Pelosi's in the Q drops, the State of the Union, the SOTU. And again, if we have time today, we'll get through that. We're already a little over an hour past halftime. So yeah, Kyle, let's start reading. Let's do some reading. Let's read those bullet points, brother. Let's get into the Wikipedia and let's learn together, and let's tie some Q drops into this here.
All right.
And decoding will be fun tonight. Decoding that State of the Union tonight. That's the kind of stuff we look forward to doing.
Let's see here. Man,
yeah, I think we're going to go live tonight. I feel like, I know it's up to Kyle and Melzie how they feel tonight. I don't know if they had plans otherwise, but we definitely would love to go live with you guys and do any decoding that needed to be done, or we can do the decode tomorrow in Q School after everybody watches it tonight and makes your notes and stuff, and we can fully decode it tomorrow too. It's up to you guys. Yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll figure it out. We'll see how it goes. Let me show. Oh, I have that little clip here real quick.
And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
I love you.
She did.
Oh, Nancy! What are you doing, Nancy?
The federal document.
A stunning moment here at the end of the president's speech. Nancy Pelosi tearing up what appeared to be a copy of the president's speech.
Wow. And this on the heels of a moment earlier where she seemed to offer her hand for a handshake, and he either didn't see it, he didn't shake her hand in any event. She didn't use the usual flourish in introducing him. It is my high honor and privilege.
Got the military right there. Ooh, we didn't want to
when we said that there was a partisan rancor inside this room, we were.
She's getting
Gorsuch.
glitchy.
That's Gorsuch there. Yeah.
We were telling.
Hold on a sec. Let me see if it's
Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and
I got too many things open, I think.
Who's the next one?
Here, let me just start again here.
There certainly is. In fact, 2 members of Congress have tweeted that they walked out during this speech.
And some boycotted, we should know.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our...
The turtle.
So there's Nancy ripping the State of the Union. That was that 2020 or which one was that?
That was, I believe that was the 20. Yeah, I think it was 2020. It was either 2018 or 2020.
Think about that, guys, too. We follow the Q drops is they did the false impeachment through Ukraine, which a fake whistleblower also that knew Adam Schiff to start the impeachment of Trump. And then Nancy Pelosi brought the articles of impeachment, rushed through the House on the first day that we've had a COVID case in the United States. Why? Knowing only for the fact that it would hamstring Donald Trump until the disease and COVID locked the country down. That's how psychopaths these guys are. So in between those 2 dates, his State of the Union, federal document telling the country what our plans are. Matthew knows it's time, man. It's important. It's everything's amped up right now, But thank you. That's all. But I love you, Matthew. Love you guys. So, anyways, and then she rips the document up. Right, that is the most divisive thing you could ever do. It's truly incredible. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that was a little flashback there. So,
good. I'm glad you pulled that up. Just to jog everybody's memories, and especially if you haven't watched that one, it's definitely a powerful speech. The whole thing was awesome. It was awesome. And tonight's going to be even awesomer. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hop out 1 second, Tim, just to reset, and then I want to play. I'm gonna go back to the last year's one where he's doing the introductions. See who everybody he meets there too, because I need to get just a little bit of water, and then I'll get ready to read for stuff. Okay. Okay. Yep. Good. Sounds good.
Let me hop out. Be right. 1 second.
All right. So, Melzie, are you excited about tonight's State of the Union speech, sister? Oh, you're muted.
Okay, there. All right, he'll be right back. Just give me a second.
Just plug it up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody stand up, fluff your feathers off a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely popcorn's going to be needed tonight. Notepad and pen. Write down some like we can do some decoding tomorrow on Q School Live with you guys based on different things that he says. So definitely take notes tonight and bring them to our attention tomorrow if we miss anything. We'll definitely be on the edge of our seats tonight, though. This will be well. I'll be watching Real America's. I always watch Real America's Voice anyway, but they're starting at 7:00 Eastern, and they are going to show some of the shenanigans on the other side. So it's always good to see both sides, how this plays out, and the baby Democrats and what they're going to be spinning and saying. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's gonna pop into 2025. Pay attention to shaking hands. Tim was naming the names. I'm gonna mute up if you want to commentate any or whatever, Tim. But the names, and then what was he getting shunned already from the Democrats there? This is where they didn't want to cheer any of his stuff, even like helping a black kid with brain cancer to meet a secret. It's like, think how ridiculous they are,
And they got called out, and they got called out big time, and rightfully so. They were, this is part of the Great Awakening. I mean, people were going, are you like, even Democrats are going, what's wrong with these people, man?
Yeah, anywhere that has common sense. That's why the party shrinks every single day. That's why they have to get louder, because they're shrinking, and nobody and that's what I mean. I'm cutthroat with it now. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's listening to people, whiny ass bitches. They tried to have a boycott. All it did, nobody even knew you boycott because people don't work. And then, like, you know what I mean? And also it just hurt the local business. No one even felt it. And it's like, this is nonsense. You're interfering with federal law enforcement. Article 4, Section 4 must protect the borders. States must defend their people. Like, All this stuff's on full display here. This Constitution of the United States of America. If you truly believe in the rule of law, you should be paying attention. Because one side, I don't like the side, but one man and the people are following the law, the rule of law and the Constitution. And other people have been subverting it for a very, very long time. And they've had control of the narrative, and they've lost the narrative because of us, because of Q, but especially us, the digital soldiers out there. High five yourselves out there. You're special people in this movement, no matter what time you're in here. Day 1 or day 1700 plus. Y'all on deck right now. That's important. And this is what makes it special. We got to get called, man. And sometimes we need this challenge here. So remember to lead with love and the truth. The truth will pierce through all the bullshit because the light is flooding into the planet. The darkness has nowhere to hide anymore. That's why the absurd is totally absurd. You can't even tell if something's real or fake anymore. Not even to mention AI stuff, okay? So hold your ground tight because like Tim's saying, they're freaking out because they know they don't know, or in their heart they know they're wrong already. Somebody even says that. Who said it? Nailed it so well. But anyways, you know what? We're going to do something special. We go real quick to Q drop 2788 because I'm not going to do the whole thing. It's my favorite Q drop at 1:57 p.m. no less. Q drop 2788. Everyone should read. I'm going to go to Q alerts just this time for us, just to show the timestamp and, switch them up. Q drop 2788, February 18th. That's also 218. Interesting. 2019, 157.32. All about Q here, guys. I'm not going to read this because I got lots more reading to go, but we're going to scroll down here. And of course, people are craving truth. People are craving transparency. This is the military intelligence that is directly connected with President Trump has been saying this for years. And you think we're going to let Epstein files not be exposed? You think we're not going to let these assholes be prosecuted? You're out of your fucking mind. It's over for these people. And we need you people on board to believe it and take action. Take inspired action to do what you need to do. We got to stop sitting on the sidelines. Sometimes we just got to organize. We'll just get together and let's go. And like we protested the human trafficking stuff in 2020 and it happened only once. We're going to take over the Getty too. All these things, right? People are craving safety and security, right? Q operation here, but here it is. Ask yourself, why are liberals always angry, Tim? Why do they curse? Why do they slander, push fake labels like racist, sexist, and every other ist under the sun? Why do they create emotional outbursts when challenged? Why are they violent? Why do they form mobs and packs like little soy boy Antifas? Why are they incapable of listening to the other side, aka what fascism is all about? Fascism is about silencing a side. And they're always trying to censor us or break us down. Or how many accounts have y'all removed? But then they're actually like calling for the stakes and we've done nothing. Even like the January 6th stuff. It's insane. It's totally insane. Okay. But here's the answer, guys. And this is what Tim was all talking about, why they're freaking out. When you don't have facts to support your arguments, aka present logical reasoning, you must resort to the above tactics. Let me read the above tactics to you backwards because this is Q School. We go quantum. Why are they incapable of listening to the other side? Well, because they don't have facts to support their arguments. Why are they forming mobs and packs? Because they can't support their arguments with facts. Why are they violent? Same. Why do they create emotional outbursts? This is why those interviews where they're at these protests like No Kings, and they ask, what are you protesting? They can't even answer the question. And they get violent. So I guess hold space for them crying, but at the same time, we're done with it. And their voice, we're done with it. So we're gonna keep hitting them with the truth though. Hitting with the truth, lead love as best you can. I'll do my best, but I'll let you guys know if it gets stepping up. So anyways, that's the key part here. This is why they're angry and so a personal story on this, not to get into too many details, but I've had some people in my orbit that have really reacted out, really interesting. I've talked more privately with Tim or maybe on our Telegram chats, and they know me pretty well on a personal level and then through orbits because I've started posting on Facebook now over the years. And I've tried to always be mindful of what I'm posting and try to be rational. But at the same time, I know a lot of his people. But long story short, I said to Tim, their one were like kind of reacted and freaked out. And I kind of was just observing the whole thing in the moment, especially because I was in an instance with some other situations, talk about total violence. I don't want to get into it today, but about friends, or acquaintances openly talking about that they shouldn't have missed when they shot at Trump. Like, and this is after he'd been reelected. This is there's our boy Matthew Q. Love you, brother. POTUS is listening. People of the United States and President POTUS is listening to wait, what is that one? I don't know. POTUS is listening 228. 228. I don't know why I know that one. Well, I guess I do. You'll find out. All right, let's play this shit, and then I want to do the introductions, and we'll read a little bit about the State of the Union. I love you guys. Oh man, full Q School Rails today. I love it. There's Margie Taylor. Think about 1 year, how much it's changed, guys.
That's Macy, Senator Macy. Look at Chuck Schumer. Oh, there's Dick Irvin. Oh, no. Come on, Chucky boy. Boy. Scalise behind him. There's Rubio. Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Roberts, Amy Coney Barrett. What is he saying to Amy? Come on, Amy. Supreme Court justices.
Hey, Tim, sorry, I didn't mean to make a small screen there, guys. But also, look at who's right after the Supreme Court, guys. Shoulder to shoulder to the Supreme Court. Right here. Check it out.
How many stars? Is that a 4-star? 4-star general.
4-star, that one. 4-star. That one's covered.
That's a white hat right there. Let's go! One side clapping, the other one pouting. Wow.
Oh, man, there's some weather going on here a bit too.
There is, eh? Well, let's get into the reading then, if the video won't play. But
okay, yeah, I'm gonna head on over there. So,
I mean, the energy in that one was phenomenal, though. It was really, really. I hope you guys all watched it last year, and if you didn't, you can go back. You have time to watch it before tonight's new one. But yeah, it's definitely was really well done last year.
Yeah. Let me try it one more time here. Let me see. It's still just.
Pause for station identification.
They want you divided. Divided by party, divided by race.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Millennium, let's go! We'll watch the flight. It's freaking awesome. There's your seat dress. He's paying attention.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
So guys, again, the State of the Union, we're going to read about this in a second. Just need a little bit on the back end here. Let this play for a second. We're going to talk about the State of the Union. We're going to hit the highlights, but just see what you guys observe. But the key thing about the State of the Union is it's the State of the Union. The president is saying this is what's going on with our president at the time, or our union, the country at this time, and this is how we're going to fix it. And this is my plan and agenda. So everyone's on the same page so we can work together to make America great again. And think about that, how retarded these people are. We've turned them into say they're against MAGA. Like Trump says, they're against making America great again. How does that make any sense? Okay, so watch for a little bit and we'll come back and teach you guys about the State of the Union. Lots of fun stuff. So hang in there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. and won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Mr. President.
A 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Get him out of there! See you later, alligator! You clown.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record, to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
The people!
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
One month.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history. There were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements.
TDS,
they won't
sir.
do it, no matter what.
TDS.
Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Look at the little crybabies.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Clowns. You're all clowns.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And
ready, Kyle?
importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
Kyle, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you ready to read some State of the Union stuff, bro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I know you were busy in the background, but I just wanted to make sure you didn't fall asleep during Q school.
I didn't fall asleep, man. The weather's been crazy. It's all kinds of, there's a lot going on around here. So
Are you okay over there, you guys? You okay? You're gonna make it through?
Everything's good. All right, so let's see here. I got a couple things I want to read from Grok here, kind of just again summary, and then I still want to go to Wikipedia. There's a lot of good pictures and stuff, and I'll maybe scroll through if you can catch something your attention, Tim. So, so some key historical developments and milestones. This is about again the State of the Union. Okay, let me start at the beginning. I did this earlier. State of the Union, or the SOTU, for short, right? Address is an annual message from the U.S. President to a joint session, mandated by Article 2, Section 3. But as Tim said, the II, the Roman numerals, looks just like 11.3. Okay, of the Constitution. The President shall from time to time give to Congress information of the State of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. It reports on the nation's condition and outlines legislative priorities. Like I said, it's laying out the foundation of what we're about to do with the country, right? So, anyway, some key historical developments and milestones. January 8th, 1790, George Washington delivers the first in-person annual. I gotta bring this on the side here too. Oh man.
Uh-oh. Everything okay over there, guys?
Yeah, I'm good. Here we go. So you want me? Yeah, let's see some of these things here. So George Washington delivers his. So in January 8th, 1709, George Washington delivers his first in-person annual message before Congress, New York City, temporary capital. 1801, Thomas Jefferson discontinues in-person delivery. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do the. I'm gonna do the Wikipedia that Tim was gonna have with us. Let's start with some of that. Okay. So you want to help read with some of this too, Tim, on some of these?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can help you out.
Yeah. So, okay, we did that legislative proposals. Or yeah, if you want to start just this paragraph, we'll kind of go back and forth for a second.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Okay, so the State of the Union Address, sometimes abbreviated to the SOTU, is an annual message delivered by the President of the United States to a joint session of the United States Congress near the beginning of most calendar years on the current condition of the nation. The speech generally includes reports on the nation's budget, economy, news, agenda, progress, achievements, and the president's priorities and legislative proposals. The address fulfills the requirement in Article 2, Section 3, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution that the president, quote unquote, shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the State of the Union and recommend to their consideration such
there we go.
Such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. During most of the country's first century, the president primarily submitted only a written report to Congress. After 1913, dates are important, guys, pay attention. 1913, Woodrow Wilson, the 28th U.S. president, began the regular practice of delivering the address to Congress in person as a way to rally support for the president's agenda, while also submitting a more detailed report. With the advent of radio and television, the address is now broadcast live in all United States time zones on many networks. The speech is generally held in January or February, and an invitation to the president is extended to use the. Now, this is interesting because it is the House chamber. The president is invited to the House chamber to give that speech, extended to use the chamber of the House of the Speaker of the House. Starting in 1981, here we go, Ronald Reagan, who's in the Q drops, the 40th U.S. president, began the practice of newly inaugurated presidents delivering an address to Congress in the first year of their term, but not designating that speech as an official State of the Union. You can take over now. Formality.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was curious about that. So because I was asking about too, because Trump gave that. I didn't remember people giving it at the beginning of the year so much, and I guess that's what they're saying is there would be a kind of a speech that wasn't officially the State of the Union. Because again, it's supposed to be after a year. So this is actually the real, or again, how it used to be State of the Union. But Trump's been on top of everything, and plus, if he never stepped away, 45-47. Well,
he pulled a Reagan.
The first year, right?
What DJT did in version 2, this is Trump version 2, is he pulled a Reagan.
Right.
He pulled a Reagan.
So then there's the formality. The practice arises from a duty of the president under the State of the Union clause of the U.S. Constitution. He shall from time to time give to Congress information of the State of the Union. This is kind of what Tim and I read this in the recap, and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. This is like straight from the Constitution right there. Article 2, Section 3 or 11.3 for the autists out there, guys. This is everything. So again, you're telling the country what's happening, because we're all working together. If we're Americans, we all want America to do well, guys, whether I'm Republican, Democrat, black, brown, or other. If I'm an American, we all want America to do well. So our president, our leaders laying out the state of the union is like this. This is what we need to fix it, in my judgment, and this is the way to do it as fast as possible. Expedient. Right from the Constitution. Sounds like DJT to me. I don't know about you guys. So, though the language of the clause is not specific, since the 1930s, the president's made this report annually in late January or early February, but always it's always that year though, guys, because they're getting inaugurated. They're not going to give a speech. People didn't usually do that. I'd be curious if we have any data on that. Between 34-20 to 2024, the date has been as early as January 3rd. And as late as March 7th. So last year was March 4th, Tim's birthday, 2025. So March 7th, that's from the Q drops there too, is Vault 7. That's Snowden, that date too. That's an interesting one. So while not required to deliver a speech, every president since Woodrow Wilson, and like Tim read, they actually used to just write a letter in. They'd write to Congress. So like, especially it was probably a lot harder to travel. So they write a letter, but he's like, no, let's all get together. I mean, they have to still get together, but I'm actually give a formal speech, get together thing. And then eventually we'll get to the TV stuff, right? So while not required to deliver a speech, every president since Woodrow Wilson, with the notable exception of Herbert Hoover, has made at least one State of the Union report as a speech delivered before a joint session of Congress. Before then, most presidents delivered the State of the Union as a written report. So Woodrow Wilson, okay, since Franklin Roosevelt gave a speech early January, joint sessions, yada, yada, U.S. Capitol. Newly inaugurated presidents generally deliver an address to Congress in February, the first year of their term, but the speech is not officially considered a State of the Union. So again, they said the dates range from January all the way to March. It sounds like it's become more of the norm to give some kind of February speech, but I don't remember many other presidents. I don't know if Biden give one. Maybe he did. Who knows? He could barely talk, so I doubt it. They won the election. They're going to stuff him in a box and pray that, COVID was still going on, that bullshit. So anyways, just looking at some of these different things about this, because Trump gave it in February, but I think he actually called it the State of the Union. He himself called it the State of the Union. So again, it officially wasn't really called that because it's the first year, but it's not his first year. It's his third term. So yeah, it's his State of the Union last year and this year.
This next paragraph you're going to love.
Okay. What began as a communication between president and Congress has become, in effect, a communication between the president and the people of the United States, aka POTUS. POTUS transferred power from not one administration to another, but back to you, the people. POTUS. That's
just what Adam. Remember what Adam was saying at the beginning of our show.
This is a huge unlock. We got to spread this to the announcements. The people of the United States. POTUS is well insulated. Oh God, I love the double meanings. I'm getting chills on that shit. There's always double, triple meanings, guys. We don't have everything solved. Always go deeper. All right, let's go. Look what happens on Q School. Hopefully somebody bookmark this. I guess I could do that. Where we go here? Since the advent of the radio, though, this is important. Okay, so it became the Congress, in effect, communication between the president and the people of the United States, right? Like he's telling us his agenda, his or her agenda. What's the plan for the future? How's our country doing? Even if you didn't vote for him, you don't necessarily agree, you're going to be listening in because we want to help America get better. Jesus. All right, so since the advent of radio and then television, the speech has been broadcast live in all United States time zones on most networks. Interesting. Preempting scheduled programming since at least the 1960s. That's Eisenhower handing off to JFK. All right, in order to reach the largest audience, the speech has typically been given at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's your prime time slot. That's why football games start later in the evening, because everybody on the West Coast is off work. Everybody on the East Coast is not too late yet. Plus, the East Coast are used to staying up later because of this situation. All those things. So 9 p.m. Eastern tonight is the thing, the State of the Union. So it's been wild to see. Do you want to keep reading on any key notes, Tim, or go back?
Oh yeah, the history. History's good. Yeah, so I'll read a little bit of here. It says George Washington delivered the first regular annual message before a joint session of Congress on January 8th of 1790 in New York City. Then the provisional U.S. Capitol in 1801, Thomas Jefferson discontinued the practice of delivering the address in person, regarding it as too monarchical, similar to the speech from the throne. Instead, the address was written and sent to Congress to be read by the clerk until 1913, when Woodrow Wilson reestablished the practice despite some initial controversy. An in-person address to Congress has been delivered nearly every year since. There have been exceptions to this rule, with some messages being given solely in writing and others given both in writing and orally, either in a speech to Congress or through broadcast media. The last president to give a written message without a spoken address was Jimmy Carter, also in the Q drop, in 1981, days before his term ended after he was defeated by Ronald Reagan, also in the Q drops. For many years, the speech was referred to as the President's Annual Message to Congress. The actual term, State of the Union, first emerged in 1934 when Franklin D. Roosevelt used the phrase, becoming its generally accepted name since 1947, guys. Prior to 1934, the annual message was delivered at the end of the calendar year in December. The ratification of the 20th Amendment on January 23rd, 1933, changed the opening of the Congress from early March to early January, affecting the delivery of the annual message. Since 1934, the message or address has been delivered to Congress early in the calendar year. The 20th Amendment also established January 20 as the beginning of the presidential term. In years when a new president is inaugurated, the outgoing president may deliver a final State of the Union message, but none has done so since Jimmy Carter sent a written message in 1981. In 1953 and 1961, Congress received both a written State of the Union message from the outgoing president and a separate State of the Union speech by the incoming president. Since 1981, in recognition that the responsibility of reporting the State of the Union formally belongs to the president who held office during the past year, newly inaugurated presidents have not officially called their first speech before Congress a State of the Union message. Nice. And I'll give it back to you.
Yeah.
Give it back
so
to
that
you.
was pretty good there with interesting on the date too. I call that out too. 1961, Eisenhower, President 34 is Eisenhower before JFK. He gives his speech January 17th. So 1 + 9 + 6 + 1 is 17. So double nice. 17 on that when he gave the speech. So he's given an outgoing speech to, and then incoming speech. JFK gave an incoming and outgoing. So very interesting on that connection as well. So you want to go back to the film or hit any highlights that you remember on some of this stuff? Or?
Actually, it's still worth a good read if you keep going, because it's got, yeah, I mean, this is a good history lesson for all of us, you know, we
got Donald Trump coming up here, Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Yep. Okay, so I got this next one here.
Okay.
So was it this one or no, down here? Warren Hardin's. Okay.
Yep.
That document. First page, Ronald Reagan's address there. Let's go here. We're going to Warren Harding. Let me see if I can see what he looks like. That's Warren Gamile Harding, a 29th president of the United States. Don't know that asshole. Serving from 1921 until his death in 23. Member of the Republican Party, one of the most popular presidents at the time of his death. Hey, just like Joe Biden. After that, a number of scandals were exposed that greatly damaged. I knew he was an asshole. Look at him, man. Anyways, Warren Harding's 1922 speech was the first to be broadcast on radio, albeit to a limited audience, while Calvin Coolidge's 23 speech was the first to be broadcast across the nation. President Roosevelt's address in 1936 was the first delivered in the evening. That's the Roosevelt that got elected 4 times too. That's probably why, you start connecting more with people's voice. You trust them more. Makes a lot of sense. But this precedent was not followed again until the 1960s. Harry S. Truman's 1947 address, this would be World War II, was the first to be, World War II over?
The end of World War II.
End of World War II. That was a weird little timeline jump.
That's the beginning of World War III right there.
Yes, well said, Tim. Beginning of World War III, the creation.
And the formation of the European Union, NATO, and all those scumbags like the past. Yep.
Project Paperclip, infiltration of the Nazi scientists who should have been executed for crimes against humanity into the United States government, as in NASA, FBI, and CIA.
The silent enemy. The silent enemy.
The hidden enemy. So that light is dark. The light, kids, dark the light. Okay, Harry S. Truman's 1947 address first to be broadcast on television. 1947 television, interesting. In 1968, and 47's handled the television well, ain't he? In 1968, television networks in the United States for the first time imposed no time limit for their coverage of a State of the Union address delivered by Lyndon Johnson. This address that's an asshole for sure right there, by the way, was followed by extensive televised commentary by, among others, Dan Patrick Moynihan, Milton Friedman, don't know some of those guys, Tim Mike. Bill Clinton's 1997 address was the first broadcast available live on the World Wide Web. Oh, I remember something about, I was reading some of the little synopsis here. I still remember Bill Clinton's State of the Union on something. I don't know what it was for, but I didn't pay attention.
Well, yeah, he gave a State of the Union the day he was impeached.
Right. Okay, that's right. That's what it was too. But it's interesting. So, okay, Ronald Reagan's 1986 State of the Union address was the first to have been postponed. He had planned to deliver the speech on January 28th, 86, but was delayed a week for following the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster that morning. Reagan instead addressed the nation from the Oval Office about the disaster. In 1999, Bill Clinton became the first president to deliver an in-person State of the Union address while standing trial for impeachment. Hoo out to our presidents who've been impeached before. The speech occurred the same day that Clinton's defense made its opening statement in Clinton's impeachment trial, though he did not mention the...
And it's interesting, it's tomorrow, or no, is it tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. The next day, you got Hillary, and the following day, Bill Clinton, that are coming in for their testimony to the House Committee.
That's right.
The House Investigative Committee, yep. In regards to Epstein.
Oh, and what's the dates one more time?
This Thursday and Friday.
Thursday, Friday. And what's the date is Thursday, Friday?
That would be the 26th, 27th, or 27th. Yeah, 26th, 27th.
All right. Okay.
You knew it was going to be a wild week this week. We knew it. We knew it was going to be a wild week, you guys.
Yeah. So let's see here. Here's about Donald Trump here on January 23rd, 2019. This is it, 2019, guys. So 1 year ahead of the 2019 State of the Union speech by Donald Trump. Here you can see the photo, guys. I think I'll be able to zoom in on this. Here's all of them wearing the white, I think, whatever it was.
It's in the Q drops, too. This is one of the State of the Union Q drop pictures. Yep.
2019 State of the Union address was given by the 45th president February 5th that year, so quite a bit here. 9 p.m. Eastern in the Chamber of the United States House of Congress, 116th. That's also 9/11 flipped and mirrored there. Trump's second State of the Union. Okay, there's that one. But speech by Donald Trump, originally planned for January 29th, was canceled after an exchange of letters with Speaker of the House. Exchange of letters again. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, in which she stated she would not proceed with a vote on resolution to permit him to deliver the speech in House chamber until the end of the 2019 United States federal government shutdown. Okay, so we had a little controversy with the shutdown stuff, guys. Just to catch you up on how Q operation and Trump woke up people politically. I didn't pay any attention to politics growing up. I despised it. I was against it. Learning this as we go. You know, the Democrats tried to stop him every way. They wouldn't give him $8 billion to build the wall. When again, we could show every prior Democrat speaking about how important it is of a wall or a fence, and you can't let people pour into the country. Everyone from Clinton, both of them, Hillary and Bill, to Obama, to you name it, right? And then where's it go? So the shutdown. Anyways, the shutdown also showed they were willing to shut down the country to not give Trump $8 billion for a wall. Okay, that woke a lot of people up. Fast forward, then they give $300 billion during Biden's term to Ukraine, but we wouldn't give $8 billion for a wall. Massive Q proof, as Q told us that military was the only way. Red Castle, Green Castle, that's the Army Corps of Engineers who's building the wall. And Q said, you didn't think we would not plan for this no matter what. It was always going to be done by the military. Are you kidding me? Sits in the defense budget for that year. Massive Q proof. And it exposed the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. Okay, this is the beginning of the downfall. All right, that's State of the Union. And then this decision rescinded an earlier invitation from Speaker, reportedly the first time in American history that a speaker had disinvited the president from delivering the address. Trump and Pelosi later agreed to hold the speech on February 5th. Is that the one she rips the paper up on?
It could be. It could be.
So I'm looking for anything else catch my eye here. Because the address is the joint session of Congress, the House and Senate must each pass a resolution setting a date. So basically, I guess Congress has to agree on it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's their house. It's their house chamber, right? So the president, and that's why they have to cross all their T's and dot all their I's first before the president walks into the chamber and presents the State of the Union, right? And you can see some of the past shenanigans based on just the time and date being established. And of course, Pelosi hates Trump, right? And she was the first one to ever disinvite the president of the United States to the House chamber. I mean, this is craziness right there. There's a little bit of history for you. The invitations is interesting too. I found it quite interesting. I didn't know this, and I think a lot of us here probably didn't know this either. But read that invitation section too.
Actually, go ahead. You want to do the invitations?
Yeah. And I'm thinking, because this is interesting, because you got Team USA, the men's hockey team that won the gold medal, is going to be there tonight, but the women refused to go. They were invited but refused to go. So there's
no way. Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
We're not going to go see the president.
Nope. But the men's team will. But anyway, it's interesting how they're going to do this, because how many are on a hockey team? There's at least 20. I would say 20, 24, right? It says every member of Congress can bring one guest to the State of the Union address. The president may invite up to 24 guests to be seated in a box with the First Lady. That would be Melania. The Speaker of the House may invite up to 24 guests in the Speaker's box. So that's 48 combined. Seating for Congress on the main floor is by first in, first served basis with no reservations. The Cabinet, Supreme Court justices, members of the diplomatic corps, the military leaders, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and commandant of the Coast Guard have reserved seating. I did not.
Okay, hold up there for a second, Tim. So that's what we actually saw. We played some of that.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court, he's shaking their hand, but immediately after the Supreme Court is the military and Joint Chiefs of Staff, especially too, and they have reserved seating. So very, very interesting. Also, I didn't know the first come, first served basis, because you're kind of like, look, where's everybody at? So we were showing that Marjorie Taylor Greene there was in the front. Now again, think how fast the narrative can change, guys. Like 1 year later, and now she's out. Like she was like the original Q candidate, which is crazy. All actors on the stage, because even Q and her made a nod to it. She was like, I was basically asked, and the Q anons know she was part of the team. And then this whole flip where far advanced to understand, okay, weird, but let's see how this plays out. You know what I mean? So that's all part of the show as well. So shout out to all the brilliant anons helping us connect the dots in the show with everything also.
Yeah, and that's still playing out. Let it all play out, because we don't know who's good, who's bad yet. We won't know until this movie ends.
Yes, definitely. So it's interesting, just the flow of the universe. Again, there's been lots of energy or wind and stuff, like the connections being knocked out, and just different things in the situations for everybody. But we're back here now too. I kind of so let me actually just
go back to it though. I want you to scroll down a little further, because there's some interesting things that I noticed as I scrolled through the near the ending.
Yeah, I have this one thing. Yep. This is a quick recap of everything. I kind of you and I just read together here too. Now that I know what we're looking at here. So again, 1790, George Washington's first person. Jefferson just continued it for a while until again Woodrow Wilson in 1913 revives the in-person delivery before joint session, first since 1801. So they went like 100 plus years without it being in person. It was delivered through letters and stuff. Thomas Jefferson actually thought it was too monarchical. That means like too much like the king. Switches to written messages read by a clerk. He didn't want people proclaiming in front of others, but we found out later it's important to hear and see people speak so we can gauge if we want to trust them or not. That's why knowing everything about the media and body language, JFK was a master of this. That's why the first broadcast debates he beat Nixon, because Nixon was really like sweaty and people perceived him away, and JFK had really good body language much. Anyways, I'm getting off, but that's important things to understand, especially with the State of the Union. Trump is a leader, and you have to have the body language. You do different things. That's why we know he's calming. He's calming us, calm before the storm. He's giving us calms left and right to keep you calm. Hope you're paying attention to the calms before the storm, because you in it, kid. Hope you're believing in trust the plan stories, because you're part of it, guys. So it's wild. So, anyways, Woodrow Wilson in person. Harding's address, first broadcast on radio, 22. Ain't that interesting? Calvin Coolidge, first nationwide broadcast. Pretty cool. Calvin Coolidge, CC. 23, 20th Amendment. Tim read the 20th Amendment for us about making the State of the Union move from, I guess it used to be in December, over to January, February, March, because also the inauguration was originally March as well, too. I think the 20th Amendment made January 20th also specifically the inauguration and first day of the new president. So that moved it up. It moved it up from March 4th. So that's pretty big jump there. Okay, 1934, Q clearance patriot. 34, also Eisenhower, 34th president. I quizzed some people on that. Y'all should know that one too. Term State of the Union begins to emerge under Franklin D. Roosevelt. Standard by 47. Franklin Roosevelt actually was in 4 terms, guys. He got elected 4 freaking times. They talk about Trump being a freaking why I keep missing that word when you're a dictator. Trump being a dictator. This guy got elected.
And I believe it was the 22nd Amendment that decided that the president shall only serve 2 terms.
Okay, that's right. I think you're right. We've talked about that because Trump has a couple avenues to Trump 2028 we've talked about, which one would be 2/3 of Congress and all that jazz, and the other ones will be more fun, I think. The 1936 FDR
it'll be more fun
in the evening.
Oh yeah. Well, once we get through the midterms and we start getting our power back, and you'll see the actual real true power of how the House and the Senate should work together to provide law of the land properly, which is impeaching corrupt judges, activist judges, which we're seeing pop up left, right, and center. Obviously, that's the only way to get rid of them is through 2/3 of a vote in the Senate. You need full 2/3 voting in the Senate in order to impeach a judge, get them out of there. So after the midterms and we get through all that, then we're going to be leading to the 2028, and I can't imagine how this is going to unfold, because there's going to be a lot, because amendments to the Constitution can be ratified. They can be changed if we get a full supermajority in the House and the Senate in these midterms. Everything. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle will give power back to we the people if that is properly done in the midterms on 11.3 this year. That's how close we're getting to finding out, because that's
coming ahead.
You get to change the amendments of the Constitution. You get to impeach the activist judges, all federal judge. That's the judges given by the past presidents, right? Those are the untouchables. They call them untouchables until the Senate can get their claws on them, and you need that supermajority in order for that to happen. And then all the Trump's executive orders and all of his proclamations can be put into law through the House and the Senate with the majority, not the supermajority, but with the majority. You need, but the supermajority is like a clean slate. That's the clean slate right there. I mean, I really believe that's, and Dave X22 report says the same thing. I mean, to me, that's the only way this plan unfolds, rightfully so, by the law of the land. Unless they have something else up their sleeve, guys, I can't see it any other way other than military is the only way. But I think the military is doing the heavy lifting for us. I think that's their part of this.
Right. And then so that's why we have to have at least the emergency declaration to have voter ID. You have to, some sort of re-registration process too. We can't just
the Save America Act. I mean, this is we're in the heat of the moment, right? He'll probably talk about that tonight, actually.
That's actually interesting. Yeah, he'll talk about that because. What was I going to say is the voting thing is the biggest situation, because let's say I will tell you as an American that's very strong-minded on these things, you know what I mean, like the voting thing and brother Tim and all of our different things, you know what I mean, like it's got to be this head that it has to be literally everything on this checklist, like voter ID, we have some sort of re-registration, ICE, military, whatever.
Voting day should be a holiday, number one.
Holiday. We've talked about that for a long time. This should actually, I didn't mean I go so heavy.
Single day voting. A holiday. It should be a national holiday. It should be U.S. citizens only. So that means voter ID, voter registration, voter ID based on your identification, paper ballots, and ballpoint pens. I mean, it's that simple, guys. It really is.
Mark Cook talked about, how it might look like, and I think we played his video one time, and it's really like an event where I think he incorporated like the classroom would come in and help count the votes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Mark Cook on this plan, and also Aaron and Bill, all the friends too connecting. Mark Cook, check out Mark Cook.
All hands on deck, right? That's basically what Melzie's saying is all hands on deck, all patriots aboard. Let's go. You not only are you voting because it's your God-given right to vote, but now you're going to participate every 2 years because you got midterms and then you got the general. You got midterms, so every 2 years you've got a major voting process, and everybody, all hands on deck means everybody votes, but everybody gets involved in the voting process, right? In your local communities.
Yeah, I mean, if you're involved with it as a younger, you're going to have more invested interest in it, right? Long term.
Let me just explain it and follow this up, Melzie. Just so everybody doesn't understand, Mark Cook's idea, though, is to have like the elementary kids from the local, because you're in local precincts, and you even have voting in there. You actually have the children, and they do everything. They divide Democrat, Republican. They count the votes twice. They count the ballots, the paper ballots. The actual school children in the local areas are involved in the integrity of our elections. Talk about wanting to be involved in the forward progress for your country, being involved in the integrity of your elections. The kids are involved. They know the politics. We didn't know anything about this shit. I didn't want to know. It was all fake and bogus. But the kids will know and count. And by the time they're at that like age to vote, they're actually well-informed citizens. But again, the Rockefellers, those assholes, the Rothschilds, all these people we've brought down cut by cut with stuff you wouldn't believe that they could try to do to us. We've done it strategically over time. Again, the Rockefellers, those guys, they said they didn't want they didn't want a country of thinkers. He wanted a country of workers, all right? And they took over the education system. This is what the Great Awakening is. This is what Q School is, quantumly, right? We're here to wake y'all up. We're all doing this together, sharing, uniting, fighting, and inviting more friends to the fight, because once you feel it, you can't unfeel it, right, Brother Tim?
Yeah, well said. So maybe just in the interest of time, because we're past 2 hours now, maybe just scroll down to the rest, see if anything pops out at you. And I know at the bottom there's a chart that shows all the presidents and the top viewed ones. Trump is the top viewed one, and tonight I think it's going to smash a record. I think whatever his previous record was from last year, March 4th, tonight will shatter that record.
Like
the whole world's watching. The whole world.
Yeah. So here's this thing. I'm gonna read the invitations one more time. Every member of Congress. So think about too. This is kind of where you get your agenda. Let's call it that. Is your agenda. Now it's gotten so extreme though. So now they're doing rebuttals and they're try to undercut Trump before he can even come to the. So then the people have already decided before they even hear a word out of his mouth. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want you to be a critical thinker. Like, God, I hate this guy. I don't believe in his politics, but let me listen to him with an open mind tonight because I'm American and I'm not a psychopath. But even let's be real, Republicans couldn't do that with Democrats either, but their Democrats aren't going to speak freaking with common sense. They're going to speak crazy, right?
Let's get back to that shit. Of Biden.
Trump did mention common sense very early on too, as common sense is in the Q drops. That's a big one. Common sense, pain. But let me read it. Every member of Congress can bring one guest to the State of the Union. And the president may invite up to 24 guests to be seen in the box with the first lady, beautiful Melania. Again, go see Melania in theaters before it goes on to Prime Video or whatever. The Speaker of the House is freaking awesome, by the way. It's freaking awesome. See it in theaters. It's worth it, too, by the way. The Speaker of the House may invite up to 24 guests in the Speaker's box. So the Speaker of the House then can have guests, too. That must have been all their tards in the different times of protesting against making America great again. Okay, seating in Congress, first come, first serve basis. And then the Supreme Court justices, along with diplomatic corps and military leaders, including the Joint Chiefs of Staff and people from the Coast Guard, have reserved seating. And we were just playing that over here when Trump was sitting down. He went by the Supreme Court and then the
military.
I don't know where they went though. Yeah. Okay, so back over here. Protocol entry. So you see them, they do the whole announcements, the whole spectacle, right? And Trump said that before. The president is a bit of a spectacle, just like royalty. I mean, we didn't want a president to be royalty, but there's a certain spectacle to it. You know, you got to present yourself, and that's why people roll out the red carpet for Trump, and then he pays them major respects, and he knows how to act. And if you think he didn't act right, he's trying to make a calm for you to pay attention. Like when he was the only one in the purple tie at the Queen's funeral. Queen died 1,776 days after the first Q post too. I don't think anybody answered that. 1,776 days after the first Q post. The Queen is dead. What was the date? Who knows the date? It's in September. Close to the Twin Stars. Okay, I'm going off rails here. Well, we got this.
Hang on. Slow down. Scroll back up again. So an interesting section is this designated survivor and other logistics. It's really cool. I didn't know this, but the Democrats have already designated their. They took I think a California rep. I forget the guy's name. I was reading it before Q School started. So the designated survivors are in case of something horrific happening, because all of your like all the main people in our House and Senate and the presidency and cabinet members and that are all under one roof. So they have to designate in case. And it reminds me of that. Remember that's what's his name? Sutherland, Keith Sutherland was in that. Remember that what was the name of that show at the beginning? What was it called? 24 hours. Yeah. Remember how that started? He was a designated survivor in the beginning of that series. And when shit hit the fan, there was this big thing that happened at the beginning of that series where they wiped out the president, the vice president, and all these leaders. And he was the last man standing, and he became immediately the president of the United States as the lone survivor through a crisis. So that section there is basically what that's all about, folks.
What did you just say?
I think it's a different one, but yeah, there's one that's 24, right?
What?
24.
And then is that 24?
Yep.
They went on forever. It's like that was a long 24 hours.
Oh, the show you're talking about. Oh, so on the show that happened. Okay.
Yeah.
At the very, if you pull up the clip, if you can maybe find it just to jog everybody. I remember watching it many years ago, and I was trying to figure this out. Like, how the hell did this guy become the president? In the opening, I think it was the opening episode, is where they had this. There was some kind of explosion or some, it was a terrorist attack. I don't know if it was the State of the Union that was going on or something, but they wiped out basically the entire U.S. government except for this. He was dead, and he was like, he had his feet kicked up. He was sipping on a whiskey, just watching the event, and all of a sudden the Secret Service and everything come pounding down his door. Come here, come with us. You're in charge. He's like, what?
Yeah, I think I got the scene, Tim. I think we'll be able to play it, guys. If we get kicked off, we'll be kicked off at 2:17. We're gonna come back on there, but it usually gets kicked off like Instagram or something. We might get muted on Facebook. We'll see. Let's play it out. It's been playing on a lot of things.
This is that segment that we're about to read, you guys. This is what it's about.
Because I don't know anything about this. You guys were talking over, and then I was trying to catch up, and I'm like, wait, it really happened to one of our presidents? Like our timelines are so bizarre. I was like, it could have been. I didn't know that. They don't want you to know this shit happened, right? Kind of thing. And then I'm like, oh, then she's still on the show. I'm like, and then I'm like, the Survivor show. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Anyways, this will be funny. I can't wait to watch this. This will be a good one.
Yeah, watch this. You got it there? The opening scene?
Should have it.
Takes place between 10 p.m. and 11 a.m.
Values that we hold dear, that represent who we are.
Here come the greatest hits.
To ensure you that the same American dream, shared by our fathers, our mothers, and their fathers, and
It's weird.
That looked like a State of the Union to me, guys. And can you turn it up, Kyle? You can barely hear it.
Back on. See if you can get it to work. Yeah. No, I know. Ours just went black too.
Oh my God.
I'll get back to you.
Mr. Secretary, you need to put the phone down.
Mike, what the hell is going on?
I said put the phone down.
Okay.
We've lost contact with the Capitol. We're sheltering in place until we know more. I need your government-issued BlackBerry.
What?
How's that volume, Tim? It's all the way up on my end. I don't know why it's so low. It's probably the recording.
It's really low, but it looked like a State of the Union speech to me. The guy was, didn't that, like, go back to the beginning? And it looked like that was the president talking in the State of the Union. If you look at the podium.
Look at that. It says State of the Union on there, Tim. Nice catch.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's
That's a Q school. Q school proof right there. I'll put this on the left side.
Oh, wow.
State of the Union right there.
Wow.
So, okay, I want to look through. I want to see if I can find a better one. Although I love how the intro came up on.
Wow, and I remember
this.
this. I remember this show like I watched it yesterday. But I watched this I started watching this series back in 2017, maybe 2016, 17, somewhere. Whenever it came out, I remember getting into it, and I couldn't put it down. I had to keep watching it. I mean. At least the first season. The first season was really good. Somebody in the chat said that the show turned super woke afterwards, but I mean, but I'll never forget this scene because he's having a beer, just chilling, watching the State of the Union, and he was the designated survivor, guys. That's in that section that we were just about ready to read for you guys.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I want to look and see if there's anything else on this, just to see if there's another one. No, I think so. I'm going to turn it all the way up. Oh, here's the opening scene. Okay, actually, I'm going to try. It looks like we have it here. Maybe this might be better. Okay, so let me do this just for copyright things too.
Okay, but before we play it now, cue it up. But let's go back and read. Let's read that one paragraph, and then we'll kind of have an idea of what we're watching, like what that show was portraying.
Okay, will it explain? It's going to explain. Where's the paragraph in the State of the Union thing?
Yeah, the designated survivor. You had it on. You had it on the screen.
Okay, all right. So I don't know about this. So let me read this then. So we'll go full circle in case other people are as lost as I am. I can't wait to see this. Designated survivor and other logistics. Customarily, one cabinet member, the designated survivor, says the United States, a designated survivor is a person in the presidential line of succession who is kept distant from others in the line when they are gathered together to reduce the chance that everyone in the line will be unable to take over the presidency in a catastrophic event.
Yep.
Okay, and Q talks about a mass casualty event or mass extinction event. I guess that'd be different. So never mind. Excuse me. Customarily one. Excuse me, guys. Q does not. I don't believe talk about mass casualty. Well, we could look it up. We should always look it up. Customarily one cabinet member, the designated survivor, does not attend the speech in order to provide continuity in the line of succession if a catastrophe disables the president. Damn, I'm talking about having comms on the EBS. No longer EBS though now. EAM maybe. Let's see here. Where'd I go? Sorry, guys. Okay, order to provide continuity in the line of succession if a catastrophe disables the president, the vice president, and other succeeding officers gathered in the House chamber. Okay, basically if we lost everybody. Since the September 11th attacks 2001, a few members of Congress have been asked to relocate to undisclosed locations, Cheyenne Mountain, other places, during the duration of the speech to form a rump Congress in the event of a disaster. Since 2003, each chamber of Congress has formally named a separate designated survivor. So let me go a little bit farther on this, just in case. Both the speaker and the vice president sit at the speaker's desk behind the president for the duration of the speech. If either is unavailable, the next highest ranking member of the respective house substitutes. Once the chamber settles down from the president's arrival, everybody's all excited. They settle down. The speaker officially presents the president of the joint session of Congress. Okay, we watched that a little bit already. The president then delivers a speech from the podium at the front of the House chamber. And let's see, for the 2001, Mark Udall of Colorado proposed a break in the tradition, seating Republicans and Democrats on opposite sides of the House. This asshole started the divide. Doesn't matter if he's Republican or Democrat. Okay, we're not going to have this shit anymore because then we get this theatrics. Right? Why don't we work together with our friends? That's what has to change, guys. That's why we got to figure out the olive branch with our lunatic friends, if it's possible, but we're going to keep doing our best and sharing the truth. And if not, we're going to just keep moving forward because we have the vast majority. Okay. And that's going to be demonstrated in these midterms, whether the military comes in and arrests a bunch of assholes and we show 2020, or we have the emergency action lock, making sure it's all legit on the up and up. And it demonstrates this massive win. In addition to now the election fraud being exposed, who knows? Nobody knows. We'll see how she plays out. But anyways, he divided us in 2011 to sit on opposite sides. This was in response to 2011 Tucson shooting, which Representative Gabby Giffords was shot and wounded in an assassination attempt. Okay, I mean, again, it's just carried on. Approximately 60 signed on Udall's proposal.
Hover over that Gabby. Is he a Republican? Was it Republican or Democrat?
Udall guy. Udall is the one that did the.
No. The other guy, the guy that was shot.
I know, but this is the one that proposed the separation.
Okay.
Udall is an American politician, served on United States Senator from Colorado from 2009 to 15, a member of the divisive Demonic Party. He previously served the United House of Reps. Colorado, it's a hotbed for them, obviously. Yep. It's free Tita Peters. Okay, all right. He's the one that proposed that now. Okay, now this was in response to this 2011 Tucson shooting. Let's see, January 2011. Gabby Giffords and 18 others were shot during a constituent meeting held in a supermarket. Jeez. Parking lot. This is the psychos out there. No matter what side, guys, the psychos, okay? Arizona and the Tucson metropolitan area, 6 people were killed. Or it's one of these psyops too, right? Before we all know what the hell is going on. Knowing these people, wouldn't doubt it if it advanced their agenda. That's how psychopathic they really are. Yeah. Wait till you find that out. Okay, so she was shot, wounded in an assassination attempt. Sounds like the 3,400 plus assassination attempts on our commander-in-chief, President Donald J. Trump. Hoo-yah. Okay, approximately 60 legislators signed onto Udall's proposal. A similar plan for the 2012 address garnered bipartisan seating commitment from more than 160 lawmakers. Okay, 2012, guys, was also when Obama gave his speech at like the White House Correspondents' dinner, and Trump was there. And part of his comedy act was, or Donald Trump was running. That's funny because I thought he was running as a joke. And the very next day, Donald Trump registered the trademark "Make America Great Again." Depending on which timeline you understand, the one we're on right now, that's how it goes, allegedly. But so the divide was there, right? So it's been divided farther and farther by design, guys. By design, you can read the media, how it goes separated. The memes are great. Like the guy in the right still in the middle, the left goes off the cliff, but everybody's got a little certain each way. That's why it's important to stay grounded. And this is where the truth will clear all this stuff out too, guys. And that's why we have to have justice and accountability. Efforts to intersperse the parties during the State of the Union has since waned, and by 2016 address, seating had largely returned to the traditional partisan arrangement. So, excuse me, we actually came back to it. Surprised me they did that in 2016. Oh, that was before actually Trump would have been Trump's. So never mind. Excuse me. 2017. I'm sure they did something off the rails. It's the start of it. And as I've said before, his inauguration, like 80-something Democrats don't even go to his inauguration. The man had never even been in office one single day. The New York Times called for his impeachment the day after he won the election. He'd never been in office, and 80 Democrats refused to go to his inauguration that the people voted for in 2017. And that was, this is how you divide a nation. It's just one.
Yeah, in the chat, Cindy also shared there is a movie also too. It's called Designated Survivor, is an American political thriller drama television series created by David. Okay, so there is another one, but that's
I think it's the same. It's a series show. We're going to play that right now. But go ahead, Tim. Finish that up. We're going to play this really cool little thing here.
Yeah, it was just created by David Guggenheim. It aired for 3 seasons, beginning on ABC and then exclusively on Netflix for the 3rd and final season.
Nice. Thank you, Tim, for reading, and nice teamwork there. Mel was moving the thing there too. So okay, let's go to the clip and let's watch this for a second. It's gonna be awesome, and we'll check out the scene here. Here we go. This will be fun. Instagram or somewhere, let us know. I'll bring it back up.
When we make history, and there are times when history makes us. This is a crucial moment for our nation. And America's colors burn brightest when we meet challenges head on. For far too long, the wealthiest 1% have seen their fortunes only grow, while the rest of the nation lies in worry. That needs to change.
The question is, how do we pay for it?
But the question is, how do we pay for it?
It's not even in the vicinity of what we agreed on. No, this is not a quid pro quo. This is you do what I say when I say it, or you suffer the consequences. It's beyond, but Penny, you need to go to sleep right now.
Let me talk to her.
No, you can't talk to Dad.
Let me talk to her.
And not just here at home.
Hello?
Hi, Daddy.
Who is this?
It's Penny.
Penny who?
Penny Kirkman, your daughter.
No, that's not possible. My daughter's asleep, and I know that because I kissed her goodnight almost 2 hours ago.
When are you and Mommy coming home?
It doesn't matter. You're gonna be asleep by then, right? Right?
She can't keep going this.
I've got an idea. What if you go to bed right now, and I let you stay up an extra hour tomorrow night so we could hang out? Sound like a deal?
Deal.
That's my girl. Give me a kiss.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, little P. See? All good.
Not all good.
What do you mean, not all good?
Tom, you can't do that. You can't make promises that you won't be able to keep.
We're in Washington. They're the only promises we're allowed to make.
You know, you need to learn how to set some limits with her. Because if not, she is gonna walk all over you.
I know. You're right.
Values that we hold dear, that represent who we are.
Here come the greatest hits.
To ensure you that the same
Enjoy the
American
show!
dream, shared by our fathers, our mothers, and their fathers, and
It's weird.
That's what a garlic is.
We'll come back on. See if you can get it to work.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know. Ours just went black, too.
Tom? Oh my God.
I'll get back to you.
Mr. Secretary, you need to put the phone down.
Mike, what the hell is going on?
I said put the phone down.
Okay,
We've lost contact with the Capitol. We're sheltering in place until we know more. I need your government-issued BlackBerry.
What?
Do you have any other devices on you? Please check your bag.
We're getting reports of some kind of explosion in or around the Capitol building. We are still working with
Mr. Secretary, get away from the window, now!
Oh my God.
Oh, it's glitching again. It's right in there. 3:53, guys. Timestamp on 4:03 left. Here it comes again. That was a. Let's see. Man.
Everything has meaning, brother. Plus, plus, plus.
Right?
Okay. Well, we got the gist of that, right? I mean, yeah, that, just like, how do they come up with this kind of stuff, right? I mean, pretty incredible. And let's pray that nothing like that ever happens, obviously. But that's why that's in the that's why it's in the Wikipedia, the part that we read, the designated survivor part. And I think I did post the Democrats' chosen designated survivor. He's a Democrat from
the storm is here.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
The storm is here.
Did I put the designated survivor in there? Yeah, you're really breaking up. Are you there, Kyle? We lost Kyle. Melzie, what did you do to Kyle? Where did I put that designated? I thought I put him in there. Designated survivor. I guess I forgot to do that, or did I put it on? Put it on the garage. Anyway, that was a lot of information we went through today, you guys. State of the Union tonight. Kyle, you okay over there? What's going on? Are you in the middle of
the storm's here. So, but I want to just add on that again, the scene for, oh my gosh, there's such weird stuff going on with technology right now. Okay, the scene there, for one, he's not going to be able to open the door. They do that for the movie, but just to be clear, like that would never, like they wouldn't allow him to be able to even open that. I'm just saying the small detail because when we see Trump get shot at in the ear, like we're not going to leave the mics on so that people can hear what the Secret Service are communicating, among other things. But I'd like to do better videos for people to know like some of that stuff we've broken down before. But yeah. So anyways, there's a timeline jump. I guess I was talking to myself there in the comments. But thank you guys for coming on X and jumping in there. Quite a few people. X, for whatever reason, it's not posting live, so I got to repost it. Fortunately, I did that earlier, so we got quite a few people in there. Thank you guys. Love, love, love. State of the Union tonight has been wild. We're going to try to probably go live with it. We'll see, though. If not, we'll do a decode of it tomorrow. So take your notes while you're watching and stuff, and then catch your eyes. Get your memes ready. Meme warfare. Get like this is what it's all about, guys. We got to break that mind control, because even if they got trumped up, that Trump's bad. All of a sudden, put this meme out. Trump was right about this. Media was lied about this. You know, these wars events stopped. You know, like all these things. So, what's up, Dustin? Let's give Tim17 some props. Shout out Tim17. Dustin saying what up. The man's Canadian. He knows the U.S. Constitution better than most Americans. Nice job. You got that right. Dustin is very well versed and knowledgeable, well spoken, and written. He's well written. He's an intelligent lad there, but he's specifically like Constitution type stuff. Dustin was always great on that, but it's Tim. There you go. Tim knows our Constitution better than 99.8% of Americans. You know what I mean? And
do we want to just go through a summary reading? And
I closed out my tabs. Let me bring them all up here. So what we got?
Yeah, just in Diggers, a summary of Trump's speech last year. And we can just talk about things that he's done or hasn't done.
Here, you know what I even have? So I just close everything. I just have this breakdown of the timestamps too of some of the interesting stuff we have there. Yeah. So where did hold on, let me bring up a couple other things. President Trump's joint session. Okay. So let us know if you gotta hop off anything.
Okay, I just put on Diggers for you guys the designated survivor for the Democrats. And I still don't know on the other side, the Republican side. And I think it's something to do with actually Trump himself. The president of the United States actually designates somebody with the help of the Speaker of the House. So the Speaker and the President because they're in power, they designate somebody. So the Democrats have theirs, and his, let's see, they selected their designated survivor for the State of the Address. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has officially selected a designated survivor for tomorrow's State of the Union address.
Where you? Oh, and who was it? Do they have the name or they can't tell us?
It's in Diggers if you want to pull it up. And I also put a photo of Team USA. Sorry about that, guys. Little slip of the tongue. Team USA has arrived. There's a photograph that I shared with you guys too. If you want to show they've already
arrived. Interesting. The women won and the men. I don't know anything else going on here. I'm trying to catch up again. All this division is just crazy to me. And just the psyop of everything, because like the women's soccer team too did the whole narrative, the attacking Trump again. That it's all based on the narrative. He's done all these amazing things for women, and particularly getting men out of sports. That one female soccer player. Pay attention. Look at the bone structure. Speaking of which, wonder why she hates Trump so much. And then the narrative in the whole that we should be paid the same. Like literally, soccer is based on ad revenue, and like men's soccer to women. It's just makes no sense, right? It's just this insanity. So if this is happening, that's really disappointing, because we could, instead of being excited that our women won a hockey championship, I don't even know how many they've won. Well, obviously Canada,
instead of being divided, why don't we find a way to unite? I mean, that the whole country supports the gold medal. Like, I mean, this is the stupidity of the whole thing, right? And this is the machine. This is how they operate, and this is how they get into people's heads. But the designated survivor for the Democrats is a gentleman by the name of Mike Thompson, a Democrat from California. That was in the article.
Okay. All right, so let me go over to let me see what you got on Diggers here, and
he's already been bashing Trump, by the way. So he's another deep stater, another demon rat. He used his.
Let's see. I'm gonna play this one. We didn't do this one. This was earlier.
2.5 million illegal immigrants leaving the U.S. over the past year, nearly 600,000 arrests, over 600,000 deportations, nearly 2 million voluntary self-deportations, and get this, 8 months of zero releases at the border.
President Trump's border policies are serving as a deterrent at the U.S. southern border, as illegal crossings have hit another record low.
It is an undeniable fact
that illegal crossings at the southern border have plummeted, a staggering decline.
ICE says they can finally do their jobs.
This is truly an extraordinary turnaround at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Because President Trump is sitting in the Oval Office, every American put their head on the pillow tonight, knowing that Border Patrol's on that border, stopping all threats coming across the most secure border in history of this nation. ICE agents and FBI agents are working 24/7, 365, every hour of every day, taking public safety threats and national security threats off our streets. Sleep well, America, because we're keeping America safer. If you think we're doing good now, you just wait till this coming year.
Oh, that was from the White House. Came out from the White House. Thanks for sharing that one. That was nice. And then who shared this one? What's we got? As president, I do not have to go back to Congress to get approval of tariffs. It has already been gotten in many forms a long time ago. They were also just reaffirmed by the ridiculous and poorly crafted Supreme Court decision. President DJT. So I do. Oh, look at that. 15.7 thousand likes, 157 in there. And you get a screenshot of that because that's the graphic that gets shared. Pretty interesting. That's
I also just dropped breaking news. Over 40 congressional crybaby Democrats are skipping Trump's State of the Union address. We're up to 40 now.
40. Okay, so we covered those Q drops yesterday, right? 40. Also, I just want to say right here, the shout out to Derek, Rattletrap 1776, among others like Devolution, many other brilliant anons in this movement who've all worked together to figure this all out. But especially Derek been the tariffs were put in long time ago in Trump's first administration, guys, and they were continued on by Biden, and yet the Supreme Court never ruled on them. Against them, and then not till Trump comes in the second time. Why did they keep them in? So just shout out to one of our brilliant anons out there in the movement, Derek, Rattletrap 1776. I just encourage you to kind of, we're all fed up and things are festering to the surface, but like try to be more grounded, help people understand it as a little bit of that language. It's just my opinion. Everyone's doing the best they can their own way, but come on, man, just let the piano off the back, bro. I love you. All right, let's roll here. So let's see what else we got in Diggers, and then I got some timestamps for a few things we can check out on the video. So what's this? Congress approval. Did you put this in here, Tim? Or is this tariffs? Am I up higher? Maybe I'm up in a different section.
I didn't. Maybe Melzie did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Right there. And then there's a link to it down below if you want.
Okay. And then, here's the 40 congressional crybaby Democrats skipping Trump's State of the Union. Let me show something pretty cool with Jumanji.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So
no, I just found something else. I just dropped it. Fox News. It says the witches are wearing white tonight, Kyle. That goes to the freaking Q drop.
Oh, yeah. And we just showed that one where they're in the white, that 20. Yeah. Interesting.
We'll have to go. We're going to go to the State of the Union Q drops to show you that, guys.
Okay, so check this out here. There's 24 in the chambers. Remember that we were reading about the president can invite 24 members, and then the Speaker House can do 24, which actually would be Q drop 48. But 24, check this one out. We're gonna do 42 with the mirror. So 24, one of my favorite Q drops. This has helped me understand the map, guys. This is Red October. When you search Red October, there's 24 Red October Q drops. Red space October. There are some different Octobers, red underscores. Check them all out. We should do a dig together. But 24 Red October Q drops. The part of the Red October is getting the members of our Congress arrested for their crimes, right? Is that we've been spying on these people for a long time with their own equipment. But any person making statements, they will not be seeking re-election. And look that one up. Re-election shows the whole thing here. Was put in submission, okay? Because Red October also connects to the submarine submission. This is my confirmation as the submission for the betterment of the country. Not all will be prosecuted, and all will do as told. You will see more of this occur. Not normal, yet disregarded, and even on the D side. Quick little history lesson of this, guys, is in Trump's first year or first midterm, there was a record number of politicians not seeking re-election. Again, just search RE-election in the Q drops. You can see it mapped out. And as that number grew in the beginning, it's majority Republicans because the swamp is on both sides. Trump had to do it this way. So then they spin the narrative that, oh, even Republicans don't like Trump. Why did Paul Ryan step down when he was Speaker of the House? He would be in line to be some president soon. And he steps down and you hardly hear him. Now he goes on Fox or whatever fake news he's on. It doesn't matter. Anyways, but this is what it's all about. But then there's been these record number of politicians not seeking re-election almost every election. It was the 2018, 2020, 2022. The only one I don't know about is 2024 just because I haven't checked. But now we're at this record number again for going to the 2026. And of course, it's still politicians on all sides there, but it's a lot on the D side here. And then you take the mirror of that, 24 mirrored 42, 11, 20 on 11/2/2017. We serve at the pleasure of the president, period, DJT. And then so I was just showing he had that he just signed his thing here too about the tariff right there. President DJT. There it is also on
I dropped a couple other things in there. You can quickly scan over to scroll down, you'll see them.
And then, so yeah, it's about the tariffs. That's really good stuff.
There's the picture of the Team USA. There's the men's hockey team.
Okay, so let me zoom in here. So Margot Martin, 47. Is that a Trump? She looks like a Trump. I don't know who that is. Oh, great check mark with the White House. So she's in the White House. Somebody maybe want to do a dig on her. Margot Martin, 47. So maybe some gematria, something catching my attention there. Team USA arrives at the White House. Triple exclamation point, USA. There's the White House. Look at the flag way up here on a crane. That's an interesting little shot. Most people might not catch except for our autist frogs. And then here it is. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 of them.
I think they're flew in by Air Force One.
Okay, Air Force One. Interesting. Really white pants in the middle. I mean, they were looking too far into it, but it's just most of them got the yellow khaki. You see the other ones stand out. But I'll be honest, as a guy on a sports team, we win a championship. You know, mom would probably say, make sure you wear your best suit or something like that. But if these guys are on their own, they might wear different colored pants.
Dan Scavino dropped a 28-second video. Kyle, Q dropped 28. Remember we were talking about that?
Oh, yeah. 28 seconds. Here it is.
Right there.
Guys, I recognize every one of you. I know every one of you. You're big guys. Good. Thank you. Yes, my friend. How are you? You came a long way since I left. I know. I saw him, but it was peanuts. Now he's big stuff. Congratulations. So here's the deal, fellas. Come on in. So we have these guys.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the kids, they must be on cloud 17 right now.
Yeah. And then Q Drop 28, we've done a bunch of times over the years. Q Drop 28, this is the Melania and the outfit. This is infiltrating Antifa, military intelligence. Okay, how we counter the insurgents with our counterinsurgency. Trump has had military intelligence infiltrate Antifa and all the dissenting governments, always 5 steps ahead. Please be true. Of course, that was in a random anon. Well done. Picture being painted. So that's what we've been doing over the years with
back to Diggers for a second. The Fox clip, I wanted to play that one. Everybody wearing white tonight, and then we'll show you that Q drop, and then we'll think about heading out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh, probably my good. Let's see.
I got a bingo card. There's a bingo card in there too.
Okay, that'll be fun.
When program.
So we'll do that card next year. Okay, here we go.
Is reporting live on Capitol Hill. What does that mean for tonight, Chad?
Sandra, good afternoon. Around 50 Democrats formally announced they are bowing out of tonight's speech. Dozens are attending alternative events, but most Republicans believe that Democrats should at least show up.
I attended Biden's speeches. I thought they were horrible. I thought he didn't do a good job as president. I think he destroyed our economy, but I showed up. I think you should respect the Constitution, respect the presidency, and show up.
One of the Democrats' protests is called the People's State of the Union. Another is titled State of the Swamp. Republicans are not expecting Emily Post manners from Democrats tonight. They anticipate lots of razzing and catcalls from the floor.
For all of these theatrics, it doesn't matter how many little gatherings they have,
March 4, 2025.
How high the volume is on the microphones. They have nothing to offer, nothing but their TDS agenda, the Trump derangement syndrome, and it's on full display.
Not all Democrats will boycott the speech. Some Democrats will attend but protest in a different way. Members of the Women's Caucus will all wear white.
Oh no!
White to say our voices matter. We wear white to say, look at us, notice us, we matter. And tonight, when Donald Trump looks out into the chamber, he will see a wall of white. He will see the women he tried to silence. He will see the voters he underestimated.
Now, Virginia Governor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How did he silence any women?
No.
That's because
It's breaking up.
Oh, it's breaking up in your end?
Yeah.
It's fine. My end's good on now.
Well,
Good on
maybe
my
it's
end.
end. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be on yours. Okay.
So the Q drop, go type in State of the Union to get the Q drops in white. State of the Union.
You want just the STO or state of like
No,
this?
the full thing I think is the women in white. And if not, we'll do the short version. I looked at it before Q school.
Ooh, 33. Look at that. 3 Q drops, 33 X posts with Trump and the deleted on there. Not gonna look at any of those, but 33 of them. And there it is right there in between a couple. Ooh, interesting.
There we
Look at
go.
that. Sandwich right in between 2 Trump tweets about State of the Union, though. So that's interesting.
There's your woman in white right there.
809, 1216. And then the next day.
Show everybody the picture, Kyle. I bring that up.
Yeah,
on the screen.
I was looking at some timestamp. I'll zoom in. Thank you, though. Okay, so here's the up 3830. And the Anon shared it right here. That's such a grainy picture. That's interesting, too, that they did that. There they all are, standing in the all white. Man, that's such they did something with the coloring of that photo. Anybody that knows photography or whatever, like this set looks so grainy and odd to me. So interesting. And then I'm trying to think which year is which. I'm trying to keep track of where we were. So this is 2020. So this is COVID. We hadn't shut down yet, but we had our first COVID case because that's when Nancy Pelosi put the articles of impeachment through, and it was on the camera. Sorry, guys. But anyways, here they are. Remember, and Anon says, remember that the Democrats sat while you were celebrated last night. Who is he talking about specifically? Okay, Anon's talking to somebody in reply. Let's see if we get the context. I end a lot of articles about how the Democrats really feel about you by telling you to vote accordingly. But Trump's State of the Union speech highlighted the Democrats' utter contempt for President Donald Trump, you, and this country last night, as they sat through almost every applause line that celebrated you doing well. As the GOP highlighted in a video they posted to Twitter, the Democrats heard about the all-time low unemployment levels of the Black community, the Hispanic community, the young adult community. There's so many more people without a GED or people with only a GED, women also, plus. This should be a reason to celebrate. Of course, they never celebrated. They couldn't even celebrate in the last one, guys. A Black kid being with brain cancer, getting his wish fulfilled to be a Secret Service agent. They couldn't even applaud that. Think about how far you've fallen as a human being. Your moral compass is so skewed by party lines. The cult said vote blue no matter who, that you can't celebrate that. And there's going to be more of that. We're going to highlight that. Unfortunately, we got to keep doing this circus. So we're going to keep moving forward. Good to know we got a lot more Anons on board because this thing gets bigger and bigger by the day. That's why it's the D5 avalanche. We started as a snowball at the top of the hill. Bunch of tiny Anons back in 2017, 2018. It gained speed quickly, but it's gone through its tumultuous seasons. But it has speed like you've never seen before, momentum. The D5 avalanche of truth is on your doorsteps, guys. Everyone's talking about Epstein. You never would have believed this would be real 10 years ago, but look at where we are. All right, so enjoy the show, but also dig your feet in and stand guard. We're going through the storm, baby. All right, we should see our elected leaders getting to their feet and showing support, but instead only half the room decide to stand. Sounds pretty divisive to me. The other half, the Democrats, sat still, arms folded, and practically seethed at times. How many times did they do that on each of these of Trump's things, right? I mean, future proofs passed over and over again with this one here. Anon, wink, wink, AA Anon 55. Reminder for Democrats, it's okay to applaud Good news. And then they link a Twitter. I can't get in there. I could copy paste though. Interesting. And then here's Red State. Brandon, here's the clearer picture. Again, that odd, now they had that one framed. This one's still like, it looks like this is actually honestly a photograph. And then somebody took a photograph of that with their phone. There's something weird about it with the pixels to me.
Well, if it's a video, that's why the pixels would look different.
Okay, so somebody captured a video of it. So like,
yeah, they did a screenshot of a video.
Okay. All right, image name, but no, this is Q though. So this is Q doing this. That's why, again, I think, what if, could it be a photograph and then taking a picture of with their phone? You know, if you had a physical photograph and somebody took a.
When you're doing, see how the face is distorted a little because of movement.
Which face?
Look at the guy.
This guy.
Yeah, so
that's Hakeem Jeffries right there too.
Then look
okay,
up above
his
him.
eyes are closed.
Look at the lady above.
This one.
Her face is a little distorted, and the lady next to her, and that's because of movement with the video. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So
what about if they were
a
moving
Vivian-
and the picture took and it wasn't the right frames?
Oh,
okay. She's the expert. I'm just asking. I'm digging her. All right.
But I have another little thing here I want to show.
Okay.
Is this?
But look at this. And hold on, Q made this the image name. Though it's a really long image name. Patriotism space _ space showing love of country or contempt for which it stands. Ooh, question mark .jpeg. Damn, that's a crazy title name. Somebody put that in any of your search engines and see what comes up, because it might be some interesting digs to cut out the JPEG, or who knows. Search it up. Okay, Melzie's got some stuff for us. What you got, Mel?
Yeah, so here we go. 3207 has Pelosi wore a white suit when she ripped up the State of the Union.
Yes, all white, and we actually showed that clip at the very beginning. We've been on a long time now today. Thank you, though, for that dig. Here we go. Who knows about the here we go one, here we go all, or no, here we go one, we go all Q post? That'd be really hard to find. Autist. There is a here we go one, we go all, kind of like the W signature post. Okay, what you got?
We're coming up on 3 hours.
3 hours? What?
Yes.
It was all worth it, though. It's all worth it.
Okay, here's some image that Mel got for us a while too. The different timestamps here too. So entrance, interruptions by Rep. Al Green. We already played that earlier. In his subsequent removal from the chamber. Let's get on the X account. It's at Retard Finder. Man, we had a lot of fun with the memes on that stuff. Border security and declaration of national emergency. Then discussion of executive orders, federal hiring freezes, and ending weaponized government. So think about this. Trump hadn't even been in office yet, but he's telling us about the State of the Union, how we're going to fix it, and why the people voted for him, what he's been campaigning on. Okay, this is why we communicate with the people, with POTUS to POTUS, President of the United States to the people of the United States. POTUS, POTUS. All right, where do we go here? Discussions, weaponized government, hiring freezes. Okay, we're on to cut government, economic policy, energy independence, and the liquid gold initiative. Elon Musk and Doge listing specific scams and budget cuts. And did they rip some things up? We're kind of waiting for like what happened with that. He actually just mentioned Scott Bassett. He said he's doing the investigation after he called him central casting. He said he's doing the investigation into the Doge stuff. And we hope he does the right thing. Or I'm like, I've got to say that again, Trump. Don't make us go through that. I mean, like, he sounds great. He's doing the thing. The tariffs are off the rails. You know what I mean? In the best way, of course, for America. I mean, ending wars. We're bringing wealth back to the country. Wait till the fun checks start coming back to the POTUS people of the United States. It's going to be a beautiful time. It's happening. It's all right. We made it through this whole year of bullshit. All these things that had to take place. And it's stabilized, you know what I mean? To do tariffs can be majorly disrupted. It really can, guys. And to think as honestly how stable it's been and bringing down inflation, and honestly even the movie too, to make the inflation high enough under Biden but not kill us Americans. And now we're like on the full circle. A lot of add-ons too. It's like everyone's just like hanging on, trying to like getting through it, but we're on this cusp with something really, really special. So hang in there, hang in there, guys. Also be open to receiving. Magic is already coming down. We're just getting ready for it. So get excited. But the speech is gonna be wild, and some of these other things he's called out here too. Back to the timestamp: culture issues, education, DEI, and gender policies in sports. And he definitely came through big time on that. We got rid of all those stupid ass programs not based on merit. And guys, straight up, somebody help me with a meme or a little short reel, or I'll say it, and we can make it into some kind of meme or video. Is DEI is literally taking what Martin Luther King's dream was, which was to not judge people on the to judge people on the content of their character, as in who they are, not on the color of their skin. And DEI literally is a slap in the face in this mind control bullshit to freaking Martin Luther King's dream of judging people on the content of their character. You want to earn the job. It makes you feel good. It makes everyone elevate. When you coddle and you try to help people out like you think you're doing something special for them, you're only keeping them more below you. And that's by design too. They want people under their control. So anyways, we know the whole deal. So foreign policy, Ukraine, peace talks, and Greenland, and then conclusion and final remarks too. So I have one also that has some
interesting. That has Greenland in there.
I know Greenland, and he's coming through on that. It's a big deal here too. Here's the other one I had too. This is fun. If you guys want to watch this, we might try to stream it after, guys, too, just because I want to like listen in and catch some other stuff. And we didn't get to play as much as we wanted to, but here's some other stuff. This was Trump's first major address to Congress in his second term. I'll start at the beginning. The YouTube link, official White House upload, March 4th. Okay. His first address to Congress in his second term, third term, often compared to a State of the Union style speech, though technically not one in his first year back. That's where we read about that earlier. It wasn't technically called that, but he called it that, and he can call it whatever he wants to, especially if he is already the president. He opened with America is back and reviewed early actions first 43 to 45 days. Again, he completely shut down the border by March 4th, and he was inaugurated January 20th, right? Touted successions, outlined policy priorities, honored victims' heroes, and closed on optimistic golden age vision. We also showed that image in our diggers here also, and part of that speech as well. Claimed 312 electoral votes. It's very important to start off with your speech. This is kind of what you'd call like qualifying yourself. Obviously, if you're just knowledgeable, you qualify yourself. But 312 electoral votes means the entire country voted for me overwhelmingly. This is what I campaigned on. This is what we're going to do. This is communication of the president to the people. Okay, border security and immigration, crushing it on that like no other. Okay, Lake and Riley highlights executive actions and government efficiency. I covered this.
That's a big one there too, though. That's leaving the WHO, the UN Human Rights Council. I mean, that's all the silent enemies right there.
Let's actually. Will you do the border security and executive actions for me, Tim, for just a second? We're getting some wind. I'm going to mute, but do you mind reading that?
Yeah, sure. It says it declared the national emergency at southern border, reported massive drop in illegal crossings, signed Lake and Riley Act, renamed wildlife refuge after victim Jocelyn killed by Venezuelan gang, designated gangs like Tren de Agua as terrorists, criticized past spending on illegal immigrants' housing.
Yeah, and then right after that, executive actions and government efficiency. This is huge, guys. This one's so big for anybody who understands deep state, the swamp, the invisible enemy that Tim's been talking about. And y'all know, if you have been watching Q School a while, executive actions, government efficiency, signed nearly 100 executive orders, froze federal hiring, regulations, foreign aid, withdrew from Paris climate scam, World Health Organization assholes, scams, coordinated COVID, convid, UN assholes, Human Rights Council, all these fancy names to basically rob the people and pillage other people. It's disgusting. Into DEI, critical race theory. Again, dividing people. That's what these are made for. They are come in on the heartstrings of empathy, but they're disguised. That's this heart of communism. It divides everyone, okay? EV mandates, transgender policies in sports and the military. Hello, that's protecting women. And guess what? No women has lost any right in the United States anywhere at all since Donald Trump has been president. Boy, were they wrong on that one, obviously, because we already had him as president and he did amazing things for women. Now he's got him all over his presidency in the White House, from his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, to his Department of National Intelligence, for goodness sakes, Tulsi Gabbard, Laura Trump, plus, okay?
I'd say going after human trafficking.
Melania, yeah, right? Department, exactly. Going after human trafficking is what it's all about right here. Good job. Good call on that, Mel. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, Kay just said that. Massive cuts in fraud. Economy and taxes, proposed no tax on tips. I believe that has got passed. Man, I saw a great video. He was saying, oh, the big, beautiful bill. It had some, I would say nuggets. He didn't say nuggets. He had something. He's like little, like, what did he call it? Basically, it's going to fund the government for the next 4 years. That one bill is the 4 years. Imagine how powerful that's going to be, Tim, when they said, oh my God, he's doing $1 trillion. It's going to do like, but then if it funds like a major part of like multiple administrations, years, that's just crazy. We'll see how it goes. But let's see here. This is what he's doing to bring wealth to the people, though, too, right? Economy, proposed no tax on tips and overtime. Social Security benefits, car loan deductions for U.S. made vehicles, $5 million gold card citizenship pass. Okay. Again, if everybody wants to get in here, we're not going to just open the door up. It's going to be a privilege. We're going to take the best of the best because America is not doing well right now. I mean, we are, but we're not. You know what I mean? We're going to make America greater than it's ever been by only letting in the best of the best, because we can tell every American has a job and a home. Our veterans are no longer homeless. Our homeless are cleaned up. All the people have what they need. Before we're taking in all these other people, we got to take care of Americans first, and then we're going to bring in people that are going to help in doing that. And we've showed the video before, not often enough, with the gumballs in the migration. You can't even help it by migrating people. Never solve the problem. You have to help the people in their own country and make them build their own economy back, which is what Trump and the White House and the Alliance is ultimately doing here, right? So anyways, reciprocal tariffs, match other countries' rates, energy resources, drill, baby, drill, revive Alaska, natural gas pipeline, boost critical minerals and production domestically. When we have the peace bridge, the rainbow peace bridge from Alaska to Russia, we're going to also be doing the oil through there too. So that'll be interesting. Eventually we won't need oil. Of course, we got free energy, but we're getting there, guys. Law and order, mandatory death penalty for murdering police officers, strong support for law enforcement. Now you see why. Military defense, best recruiting in years. Golden Dome, missile defense, new White House shipbuilding office with tax exempts, reclaiming Panama Canal influence. Talk about this, a long thing, foreign policy, message to Greenland, just like MelzieKaye was already talking about it. ISIS terrorist apprehension, expand Abraham Accords, Ukraine peace push. Red letter from Zelensky expressing readiness to negotiate. Noted serious Russia talks, release hostage to Mark Fogel. I want to add, it was really odd to me that Zelensky is supposedly in war with Russia. Trump is only a candidate for president, and Zelensky met Trump, not Biden, in Mar-a-Lago before the election.
He met a bunch of world leaders before he became president again.
Right? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, maybe we should keep track of all of them. Isn't that so? I'm sure somebody has. Okay, so tributes to personal moments, honored victims, of course, illegal immigration. That's our Angel family, Angel that we were talking about. He honored last night. So same shit's going on here, right? Promised economic boom, tax cuts, space exploration, restored American spirit, and new golden age. So
I just wanted to make one comment. Can you go up just a little bit where he talks about, 5 million?
Yeah, right.
And
citizenship.
And Trump is talking about paying off the national debt. And I dropped a little meme that I found, and it says that if you spend it's at the bottom of Diggers.
I got you. Go ahead.
There it is. So if you spend 1 million per day since Jesus was born, you wouldn't even have spent 1 trillion.
Wow.
So the U.S. national debt is 38 trillion. Can you imagine President Trump is like
those numbers?
He's tackling that.
Yeah, and then people can't fathom the numbers. I always talk about the million to billion. I've never even done the example with the trillion and stuff. So pretty crazy. And of course, Negative 48 mentions 34 quadrillion or something like that too. So
I don't know how you do that, but thank you, President Trump, for figuring that out.
Yeah.
And being able to do the tariffs and the gold card and all that. I forgot of course, over a year, you forget what it was he said. And boy, I can see he really has gone through and done a lot there. So I think we all can. And we could spend all day kind of proofing that, right?
We're going to have a lot more to add to tomorrow's list after what we watched tonight. So just keep that. I'm glad you brought that up because we can add more to it after what he announces tonight.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to say tonight. He's going to talk about what's happening down in Mexico, and he mentioned
Sorry. Oh shit! You guys probably can't hear. Is that the
I don't
weird,
think
that's
you
the
guys could
part?
hear that.
That's
But
so
Kyle
weird
just
about
played
it.
me talking.
I was somehow I disconnected the Instagram. I guess it's still streaming. Not sure I'm gonna turn it off.
So, anyways,
few school problems.
Yeah. So I can't wait to hear what he's going to say tonight, because I think that we're going to hear a lot about, our citizens around the world. If anything happens to them, I think our president has the right to go in and to protect us, right? So we'll see what's going to happen there. There's a lot of big figures in the cartel. I think that they were into sex trafficking, and Trump has really been the one that's battling against that around the world. So maybe we'll see some insight into that, and then also maybe he'll talk about what we're going to be doing with the money that has been taken in from the tariffs and the Doge and
Venezuela and the cartel, and
yeah. So
we'll see.
It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I got to sign off, guys. I'm way past my dinner time.
I think.
I just want to remind everybody to try to tune in to Real America's Voice. They're going to start at 7:00, a special
7 Eastern.
Yeah,
7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, 7
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah.
So what time are you right now? You almost
right now I'm 5:39 Eastern. Yeah.
So I kind of want to actually, I think we maybe would take off, but I think I kind of want to just play the address from now, because I'll keep the live going longer. I might keep the chat on the side or overlaid, guys, so you guys can do digs. And we'll probably chime in, but we can step away for a minute, and I'll keep the numbers going up on X, because X just keeps going up, so it'll put us off the board. And then we're gonna probably maybe try to come back tonight. I mean, we're gonna plan on it and like watch it live. But if we're burned out or something, take notes. We'll, you guys know we'll let you know. Make sure.
Yeah, let me know if you go live. I'll join you. Just saying.
Let's try. We'll try to. And then we'll take tomorrow off or something, or do a short decode.
We do the 222 show.
222. Yeah, we'll play something like that. Okay, so yes, I think we're gonna head on out. I'm just gonna start right when Trump comes out. So watch the whole thing, how he comes in. We talked quite a bit. Thank you, Tim, Instructor Tim, Professor Tim.
I gotta go grab the popcorn out of my cabinet and get it all ready for tonight. I'm gonna set up
That's right. Get the popcorn.
My notepads and my pen ready to go. So yeah, what a great show, you guys.
Go. Thanks
for your hard work, and I hope everybody enjoyed all that information. I mean, I learned a lot of new things today. I hope you guys all did too, and I hope you enjoy the speech from POTUS tonight for POTUS. This is from POTUS to POTUS. I love that. I love that we came across that with Brother Adam today. People of the United States and the President of the United States, a direct
shout out 131.
That's the bridge. The bridge tonight is the SOTU, the State of the Union. This is it. So let's see what he says, because as Q says, has POTUS ever made a statement that did not become fact or true? It's right in the Q drops. So anyway, God bless you all. See you guys tomorrow or tonight or whenever I see you. Anyway, enjoy guys.
Let's go. Bye. Love you, brother. Let's go. All right. Maybe let's just talk about it and bring him down for a second. Let's just calm out for a little. Just a second here, slow down. It was a little chaotic sometimes on this end, trying to do lives all the time. I know we maybe make it look easy, but again, there's also storm stuff going on around here, all these different things. So thank you guys so much for all love. Jay Roseberry was posting about popcorn, how it's really good for you. Try to get organic, of course you can, but it's cleanses you and other things of that nature. So love Jay Rosemary, Sunny in the chat. I wasn't able to look at the chat so much. I try to read as much as I can after. We get so many comments now, it's cutting off at the top. So that's awesome. You guys are that engaged. I love it. I try to scan when I can, but my brain's all over too. So I just want to slow down a little bit. So thank you guys for being part of this. It'll be interesting. Sometimes if you need to step away, although this feels kind of historic, like all eyes are going to be on some things. I'm kind of curious again, what's going on with this rebuttal nonsense. Can't wait to see your memes. I don't know if General Apic's still watching all these hours later. Oh, Keach is here. Make a meme, okay? Especially like you said, and a shout out to General Apix. This one is Don Lemon, a black Democrat, got charged with the law for prosecuting the KKK on Martin Luther King's birthday. You can't make that shit up. Shout out Dustin, Team 17. That's OG Q School Anon with us, and he helped us grow, especially in the very beginning. Again, you might have actually sent our live out to MelzieKaye, Dustin, which is wild to think to the link, and you've come back, and you've always with us, of course, but it's really cool playing these older episodes, and then we quantumly call our people in. So I want to, Dustin, in my brain, and I want to set up a private digger board, invite only, where we can do our digs again, separate kind of. So not saying you have to, I've been wanting to do that. My brain's got too much going on, and I'm like, how do I want to set it up? It's like anyways, it's coming. Divine timing. We're gonna bring this Q School back like it's been. But it's special with all you guys though too, and what we've been doing. CB99. I like that name, CB99. I think again, I know they were from another channel too as well. But anyways, I love the name. Thank you for y'all's time, and know it's appreciated. Thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. Speaking of which, we never really asked her. Let's show the graphic where you can find us, different platforms. Also, different ways you guys can donate to. If I know things are tough for a lot of people, but if y'all want to support different ways, we got like Cash App, Venmo. We got different items we can wear swag, Q School stuff, because we ain't going anywhere. We're gonna be doing this. We've been doing it for 5 years now, and it's just getting more exciting. We're on the cusp of like something here too. I mean, it's been happening, right? We see the movement. Look at those beautiful mugs, Q School mugs with the trucker.
Sonny
trucker
bought
hat.
one of these. She got one of
Sonny,
these. Yeah.
the necklace or the mug?
The necklace.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that when you get a chance. So shout out all the beautiful Anons. Love you guys as well too. But thank you, love. So we're gonna I'm just gonna start the stream. I'm gonna put the chat on the overlay and stuff. Again, I'll be watching. I might be taking a little break here to get off the airwaves just for a second, but I'll be streaming. Keep an eye on it. So it goes about like an hour and 59 minutes. John F. Kennedy Jr. 159. Interesting. It was Trump's last year, and he's wearing the purple tie. And what colored tie is he going to wear this year? I wonder if that's on a betting market. Of course, it's got to be on a betting market. What's that about? I want to find out. Trump's teasing the betting market too. Dan Scavino Jr. had the betting market, and it was at 38% for more than 120 minutes plus. So hope you enjoy the show. Plus. Yeah, I'm easy to find for donations. It's at White Hat Kyle, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. We also got Zelle. Trying to set up the cryptos and stuff. Trying to do a thing, but any of this stuff really does help, guys. We appreciate it. A lot of time and effort to do all this stuff and still navigate the world and everything else and all that stuff. So thank you guys. We do and all this stuff as well, you guys, and helping us grow too. It's awesome that we got all these people watching over on X too. I only got the small account, and then they're not even posting the live. I gotta jump in there and make a post. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all. Love. All right, so we're gonna play the thing. I'll put the chat over, and I'll pop in from time to time. But enjoy the show. It's gonna end here in a little bit, and then we'll see where we go after that, and then we'll try to be on live for Trump when he comes on later. Okay. All right, here we go. So watch how he comes in, everything, any comms, numbers, write down the notepad. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow, or we'll save it for when March 4th comes up this year. We can do another decode on this and where we're at, and also the comms with the Q drops too, because he's going to say all the numbers, and we'll show you how we've done that in the past. And Tim's one of the maestros at that, in fact, even too, of decoding the whole his speeches and stuff. So anyways, we're gonna close out on this, but I'll keep the chat up, and I'll be nearby and stuff, and then look for us live after that. But I'll let you know when we're closing out. Love, guys. Here we go. Thank you, Sunny. Love you. Hopefully they don't shit. Laughing so hard, Sonny. The storm's brewing out here. The storm's brewing. Storm's brewing. That's crazy. Let's see here. I'm trying to jump out. I'll be right back. Maybe it's working right now. Let's try again. The gods have spoken. The gods have spoken. I'll be right back. It's gonna be gone. All right, round two here. Round two, test. Let's see what's going on. There's all kinds of situations on the situation. Here we go. Try one more time. Oh man.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady, of the United States.
Here, 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 Melania.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Okay, friends, Storm says we gotta go. Storm's shutting it down.